Georgetown. The sweetheart of the week is Anna Jacobs, sponsored by ATX Silk. The cheerleader of the week last week was Carson Hay. The sweetheart of the week last week was Allie Kometsky. Your senior cheerleaders: Madison Barnett, Jenna Chavez, Anna Jacobs, Lana Loden, Bailey McCarley, Maddie Mendoza, and Lily Schulte. Your juniors: Karis Andrew, Megan Bergquist, Natalie Coletti, Mira Coletti, Amy Frollo, Avery Griffin, Carson Hay, Georgia Hutchinson, Harley Lombard, Dylan McMurdo, Maddie Shook, and your sophomore, Stella Sino. The varsity Vype cheerleaders are coached by Sydney Warnock. The VHS Cheer Booster Club would like to thank our mega sponsors, Austin Tubman Academy, Bonnie L. Trudeau and Lilo Hart Group at the Rolling Hills Group, John Campbell with ATX Mortgage, Elk Laura, AMD, XFX Technologies, Star Force, Vaqueros Cafe and Steiner Ranch Steakhouse, which are also our Viper Tunnel and Pitts Food sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the Legacies dance team recognizes and celebrates the class of 2026. During their time as Vipers, these students have showcased their accomplishments and have left a lasting impact at Vandegrift and within our community. Please join us now in celebrating this outstanding senior class. First, Bree Bauman is escorted tonight by her parents, Adam and Dawn Bauman. Bree is a social sergeant for the Legacies. She plans to attend a 4-year university and pursue her bachelor's in nursing. Next, Emily Cooper is escorted by her parents, Corey and Christy Cooper, and her brother Henry. Emily is a member of the 15th line of the Legacies. After graduation, Emily plans to attend a 4-year university and major in biology. Kirsten Copley is escorted tonight by her parents, Kent and Debbie Copley, and her brothers, Kyle and Brandon. Kirsten is the first lieutenant for the Legacies. Kirsten hopes to attend a 4-year university studying kinesiology on a pre-physical therapy track. She also aspires to be on a collegiate dance team that competes at the national level. Paige Cusimanio is escorted tonight by her parents, Brian and Amy Cusimanio. Paige is a member of the 16th line of the Legacies. Paige plans to attend Baylor University to pursue a degree in kinesiology and health sciences and work towards a career in physical therapy. Ellie Hodges is escorted tonight by her parents, Aaron and Jennifer Hodges, and her sisters, Ava and Sophie. Ellie is a social officer for the Legacies. She plans to attend a 4-year university and study advertising. Carmel Katz is escorted tonight by her parents, Sean and Edith Katz, and her sisters, Peleg and Jordan Katz. Carmel is a member of the 15th line of the Legacies. She aspires to attend a 4-year university where she plans to major in economics with a focus on preparing for law school. Victoria Kennedy is escorted tonight by her parents, Dan and Shannon Kennedy. Victoria is the social captain of the Legacies. She hopes to attend a 4-year university and major in public health. Kingsmore is escorted by her parents, Ty and Britta Kingsmore, and her brother Trevor. Kira is a member of the 15th line of the Legacies. She plans to attend a 4-year university and major in management with a focus on sports. Kira also hopes to pursue dance at the collegiate level. Taylor Larson is escorted tonight by her parents, Eric and Kelly Larson. Taylor is a member of the 15th line of the Legacies. Taylor plans to pursue a business degree at a 4-year university after graduation. Sky Lewis is escorted tonight by her parents, Calvin and Amy Lewis, and her brother, KJ. She is a member of the 15th line of the Legacies. After graduation, Sky plans to attend a 4-year university and major in business. Reagan Moore is escorted by her parents, Ron and Stacy Moore, her brother Wyatt, and her grandparents, Jack and Jill Comer.
Welcome to Vandegrift Vipers Football on the Vype Live Network. Presented by our Playmaker sponsors, Independence Title, Wayne Weigelt with State Farm, and Chicken Express at 4 Points. Vandegrift Vipers Football on Vype Live is also brought to you by our Black Level sponsors, Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Steiner Ranch Steakhouse. And our White Level sponsors, Amanda Newman Interiors, Austin Dental, Card My Yard, Floor Coverings International, Rudy's Barbecue, Texas Family Physicians, Texas Malibu, and Tiff's Treats. And now, along with Hank Hudson and Matt Sanders, here's the voice of the Vipers, Merle Bertrand.
Good evening and welcome to Vandegrift Vipers Football on the Vype Live Network. My name is Merle Bertrand, coming to you live from Ed W. Monroe Memorial Stadium on the campus of Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas, as the Vipers look to keep their district title hopes alive against the winless Manor Mustangs. Matt Sanders is out tonight, but I'm joined once again by Hank Hudson, Brian Spielos down to the sidelines, and A. Hudson, our stat keeper tonight, and Skylar Gillespie, our QA, keeping an eye and an ear on the broadcast. And Hank, we wondered last week how the Vipers would respond after dropping a rare district game 2 weeks ago against McNeil, 46-6. I guess we got our answer.
Yes, indeed, Merle Bertrand. And tonight I'm going to be looking for, as always, Merle Bertrand, the human drama of athletic competition, the constant variety of sports. And then beyond that, for the Vipers on the field, it's about a business trip, right? You've got to take care of business tonight on both sides of the ball and special teams. Keep it clean. And, on paper, this should be a win for the Vipers, but you don't play the games on paper.
That's right.
You got to get 11 guys out there who are ready to compete. And there's an opportunity tonight for this Vipers team to maybe, get some of the younger players involved. Manor has been struggling this season, and it's a kind of a heavyweight versus a lightweight matchup. But again, the Vipers have to come out and take care of business early, protect the football,
right,
and limit the penalties. Those are the things I think Coach Sanders is going to be looking for early.
Yeah, you don't want to give any signs of life. Manor has been struggling coming in here winless on the season thus far, but they battled Stony Point last week. It was 49-14, but it was relatively close until late in the ballgame. They don't have a lot of guys on their team. They probably ran out of gas a little bit down the stretch, but you cannot take this Manor Mustang team for granted. They've got some athletes. You make some mistakes, give them a little bit of life. You never know what could happen.
It's the ultimate mystery. There's always the David versus Goliath stories. This is big boy 6A football in the state of Texas.
Right.
So they're going to be competitive and they're going to come out and fight hard. We've seen Manor teams in the past. These guys like to play high intensity and they love to compete. So it's going to be up to the Vipers to take care of their side of the ball, take care of business on your side of the football, maintain gap integrity, stick with your assignments, and Vipers should look to win this game tonight.
Well, the big story to me was the genius move to get this game moved up to a Thursday night. It was originally scheduled for Friday, but Manor, as we mentioned, really struggling this season. So in theory, the Viper starters should be able to take the second half off, get Sanders. Coach Sanders can get some playing time for his reserves, and most importantly, get an extra day of rest as the Vipers hit the meat and potatoes of their season coming up. Hutto next week, a feisty Westwood club, and then Round Rock. 3 tough games to close out the season. Can't look past this one, but those are just the kind of details that don't escape Coach Sanders. That opportunity to move it up, get an extra day of rest, and he seized it.
Well, you said it was a genius move, and then, we talk about Coach Sanders, how he's the ultimate chess master sometimes, and he's always thinking 2, 3, and 4 moves ahead. And here's another classic example where you get an opportunity to take advantage of the schedule.
Yeah,
give your guys an extra day of rest, take advantage of the fall break. Manor was receptive to the idea, so it worked out for everybody. And once again, Coach Sanders shows us he's always thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. I wonder if he has an ELO rating in chess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If he doesn't, he should.
He should.
We'll take a moment here to bring up the standings. We're the only game tonight in the district. You can see it right there. It's right there for the taking for the Vipers. Hutto should win tomorrow night. McNeil's off. The Vipers should win. That'll set up a massively important clash next Friday night against the Hutto Hippos. Should they win, they would go to 5-0. Should the Vipers win, they will be 4-1. McNeil will be 4-1 after the bye week. So a lot to play for yet coming down the stretch. But first things first, Vipers need to get this win tonight, take care of business, not get anybody hurt, and then start preparing for the Hutto Hippos next week. So that sets the table here. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from Vipers head coach Drew Sanders, get his thoughts on last week's big win against Cedar Ridge, and set the table for tonight's contest against the Manor Mustangs. You're watching Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
When you buy or sell a piece of property, it helps to have a friend in the business. Independence Title will pick up the ball on your transaction and take it right across the goal line. Independence is locally owned right here in Austin with deep roots in the Vandegrift community. Independence is also the Austin Business Journal's #1 title company. Work with the home team at Independence Title. Call 329-5299 or go to independencetitle.com.
Thank you to our sponsor, Wayne Weigelt State Farm Insurance Agency, providing insurance and financial services. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Please visit www.agentwayne.com for all your insurance and financial service needs.
Family time, anytime, always worth every dime. On our way to Chicken E, unbelievable sweet tea. Express tenders, they're the best, not to mention all the rest. Chicken E's the place to go for all of us in the know. Plenty of size to make a meal. Chicken E is for real. Follow me to Chicken E, gotta have their sweet tea.
Please be joined once again in the pregame show by the head coach of the Vandegrift Vipers, Coach Drew Sanders. The coach, we wondered how well the Vipers would respond last week after losing their first district game in quite a while, a couple of weeks ago. I guess 46-6 is a pretty good response by the Vipers. Your thought on a nice win for Vandegrift?
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It is exactly what we asked the young men to do. We could have easily listened to the negative voices outside. It is hard to win every game. We've done that for the last 3.5 years in district. At some point, probably the streak was going to end. You hate that it ends, but we just didn't play well enough to win, in key moments in that game. And so it was great to see us get better in some of those situations. We did some different things, short yardage, and Defensively played well. Not giving up a touchdown is always good. That's a great recipe for winning. And overcame some injuries on really all sides of the ball, and even in our kicking game overcame some injuries to still do some good things. And so, yeah, and Cedar Ridge is a dangerous team. Sometimes listeners don't know what they're facing or whatever else, but they have great players. They've won several games this year, and so it was nice to dominate them, and at their house, too.
Yeah, well, the injuries keep piling up on the defense. You talked about the injuries a moment ago. We were talking a few minutes ago about the youth movement on the Viper defense this year. Cedar Ridge was putting up just sort of video game numbers coming into the ball game. You hold them to 6 points and under 200 yards of total offense. Talk about that defensive performance and some of the younger guys coming up.
I thought we had a good plan, so credit to our coaching staff for doing that. Coach Spradlin and Coach Griffin are our co-defensive coordinators. And I thought we executed that plan to perfection. We felt like if we could pressure the quarterback, it would change everything. And of course, you have to be very specific about how you pressure, when you pressure, and then what are you playing behind it all. And I thought the entire combination of all of it was really executed well. And then, of course, to get some takeaways, which we hoped. I loved our response. There was one particular series in the beginning of the fourth where they call a timeout. We called a play. They looked to the sideline. I changed my call. When they looked, my guys looked. So we changed our call to something else, a simulated pressure. Then they called timeout because they didn't like their look. We were excited about that. We came back and ran a totally different call, and that was the interception by Tobias. And I just thought it was just great execution by the kids, great plan by the coaching staff, and it worked out exactly. That's a small example. We did the same thing offensively, too, at different times. But that was a small example of the defense finding a way to hold them out of the end zone and execute all our different calls, because we do have a lot of calls.
Well, speaking of bouncing back, we both kind of felt like the offense was a little bit out of sorts in the McNeil game. Talk about bouncing back. It would have been so easy for Miles Teodecki just to have a terrible night.
Yeah.
Have the first pass in the end zone, throwing an interception. He responds with 4 touchdown passes and rushes it in for another one. Talk about him bouncing back and the offense in general kind of getting back on track.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked about it, because I did want to brag on him. The quarterback, a returning starter quarterback, he has a lot of pressure on him. Mm-hmm. He's obviously a very talented player. We've all watched him since he's an 8th grader, honestly. And so the pressure on him is big, and I know that he was disappointed in the loss, and it's never only on one play, any loss, only on one player or one player. But I know his personality, and I know that he feels like that he was upset about the loss, and I was so impressed with his preparation this week, his focus. I could tell before the game he was very focused. And he just went over after that interception, a little late on the ball. After that interception, he went over, and instead of being upset or pouting, he went over and fist bumped his players, says, all of his players on the offense, I got this, we'll be fine, let's go score. And, of course, the next play broke a tackle and raced for 50 yards. That ran the whole defense. And then, of course, he threw the ball exceptional, too, like he always does. And so, yeah, just a quick shout out to him and how he fought back. His mental fortitude is something to be admired, and I'm excited to see what he does this week.
One of the things we always talk about, we never know where it's going to come from, which side of the ball. Somebody always emerges, and it's sometimes throughout the season, sometimes just one game. In this case, Ryan Brar comes in, and he's like a fullback from the 70s, something like that. How did that all come about?
Well, I got to give credit to Coach Woolkind there, our running back coach, longtime coach here. A lot of people know him. You know him, a decade of being a Viper coach. Mm-hmm. And, he brought that up in the middle of the week, and he's been working with Brar, and Brar's 206 pounds, I think, and so that's, that does matter. It really does. And so you get 206 pounds rather than 150 pounds. It's a difference, Mm-hmm. And we saw that difference, and he's been working hard to get him ready and make sure everything that, is the plays and all the other things that go along being good running back. But Brar stepped up, and right when we needed him 2 different times. And I'm sure with that kind of performance, I'm sure his role will be expanded. But yes, and great job being creative and something different on 4th down by our offense too. And so our 3rd down short, same thing. And impressed with him and pleased to see it's stories like that we talk a lot about. It's stories like that make this job is an amazing job, and it makes it so much more rewarding when you see, like, when he came over to the sideline and everybody's pumping him up after that 2-yard gain. It was a 2-yard gain. But we needed one, right? And just seeing the look in his eyes, it was just another reminder of why I do this. And this thing is an amazing thing for helping young kids believe in themselves. And first, before you can do it, you got to put the work in so you can do the job. And then then you go do the job. It's just really special to me to see that. That's just one example of what athletics can do for young men.
Vandegrift Vipers head coach Drew Sanders, a guest here on the pregame show. Turning our attention now to the Manor Mustangs. You and I were talking before we actually started recording here about the ebbs and flows of high school sports, how teams, have good years and bad years. Just a couple years ago, Manor was a playoff contender. This year, they're really having a tough time. Talk about the Mustangs a little bit.
I think they just are really young. I think they had some guys that they expected to be there or step up that aren't on defense, particularly young on defense. But they are still got some young players on offense. Their best running back is a sophomore. So, I mean, I just think that's where it is, the youth. They graduated a ton last year, and they're still coached well. They're playing hard, but they have not found success, and our job is to make sure that they maybe find success next week, but not Thursday night.
Right. Well, you mentioned Thursday night. One of the interesting things that came out of it was the move from Friday to Thursday. Talk about the thinking behind that and how that all came about.
Yeah, I mean, the Manor coach talked to me about it. They're on fall break. We're about to be on fall break. It is hard for him to get all of his players up there all the time. He was open to it. I was open to it with it being fall break also. Probably should have moved it a couple weeks prior than 2 weeks prior. But, overall, I appreciate everybody being willing to help us move that because it has a lot of moving parts. But that's going to be huge. It's an extra day of rest before our last 3 regular season games, and I think that's going to help us prepare for all of them with an extra day of rest and prep and all that comes with that. And so I appreciate those guys being willing to move their stuff and do that. And we felt like with fall break it'd be a win-win for everybody because there are a lot of people that are off on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So.
Well, obviously smart kids here at Vandegrift, they know that on paper they're the heavy favorites and that kind of thing. How do you keep them focused not only on this game with Huddle looming next week, but on the stuff that you want them to work on, the game within a game, if it will?
I think that is one of the biggest jobs of a coach is to motivate his team, whatever situation, whether you're favored. We've been favored in a lot of games. We've been dogs in a lot of games, and so it's my job and our staff's job to get them to believe that whatever we need them to believe each week. And when you play an opponent that you might be favored over, your job is to make sure that you create a confident level, but not a cockiness level. But at the same time, show them the things that they do well because they do a lot of things well. And they have scored points, and they have stopped people, and they have some talented players that just haven't put it all together yet. So I think one of the best things, there's a lot of amazing things coaching at Vandegrift. I don't have time to list them all, but I think one of the best things is how smart our young men are. You cannot lie to them. And so if you tried to say, well, they've won a bunch of games or whatever else, or they almost beat Round Rock or whatever else, like they are so smart that they need to hear exactly what it is. So that's what we do. We tell them exactly where we are, every opponent. And we've won a lot of games doing it that way, where we just say, hey, this guy's really good. This guy's not very good. We're going to try to attack him, and so on and so on. That's for all of us, and I think they appreciate that. And then that way, as coaches, you got to find your motivator, and then you tell them the truth and what we're going against, and then you go out and hopefully try to execute what you're trying to do.
Well, it should be interesting. Hopefully we get a lot of guys in, and then should kind of build up that depth a little bit. Any final thoughts here before we get ready to go on Thursday night?
Well, Thursday night game, I hope everybody shows up and cheers for us and is loud, and we make it a home advantage.
If you show up on Friday, nobody's going to be here, so you better get there on Thursday. Thanks, Coach.
Yes, for sure.
Vandegrift Vipers head coach Drew Sanders, a guest here on the pregame show. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
If you or your Vandegrift athlete have suffered an orthopedic injury or have joint pain, let Dr. Matthew Crawford and his team at Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine take care of you. Dr. Crawford specializes in diagnosis and treatment of sports-related injuries with an emphasis on injury prevention and conservative treatments. He and his team offer cutting-edge arthroscopic and minimally invasive surgical techniques. Visit them today at austin-orthopedics.com. Let Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine keep you at the top of your game.
Viper fans, is your home in need of a refresh? Whether you want a full-service home renovation or it's time to create your dream kitchen or bathroom, A. Newman Interiors has you covered. We will use our preferred pricing with major brands to choose the most perfect furniture and finish selections for any space in your home or office. A. Newman Interiors has proudly served the Four Points community for over 10 years, and there's no better clients than our Viper fans. Call 626-310-2315 today to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, welcome back to Monroe Stadium in Austin. Merle Bertrand, Hank Hudson, Lene Hudson here with you moments before kickoff. Coach Drew Sanders, Vipers enter play at 4-2 overall after the 46-6 win over Cedar Ridge last Friday night at Dragon Stadium. The Manor Mustangs under head coach James Keller still looking for their first win of the season at 0-6 overall and 0-4 in the districts. The Mustangs hung in most of the game last week against Stony Point. So as we mentioned, Hank, they're not just going to roll over here tonight. The Vipers, is important to get off to a good start and not take these guys lightly at all.
Well, the one thing we know about Manor is, they've got athletic ability and they've got size. I mean, we're just watching the captains go out there and they've got some beef. We're before we came on the air, we were talking about the size difference of the squads.
Yes.
I mean, I think
numerically, not physically.
Yeah, numerically. I think Vandegrift's, for the 10th straight years, got over 40 seniors on the team, and I think that's about their squad size. So. We got a lot more depth at Vandegrift, and the program that Coach Sanders has built. He didn't wave a magic wand. It took him time to get it built the way he wanted, and then now it's running like a machine. So we're lucky to have him. And Merle Bertrand, you've done every Vipers game except one. Is that correct?
And it's one that they lost. So I've got a better winning percentage to coach, which I always never hesitate to bring that up.
Yeah. I remember that. That's the first year I was doing this. You told me you were going to be gone the third game.
The fourth overall meeting between these two teams. The Vipers now lead the series 3-0 after routing the Mustangs 56-6 last year in Manor. And tonight also marking our 822nd Vipers caps overall on both KMAX Sports and Vype, dating back to 2009. The pregame festivities continuing down on the field. They're honoring another military veteran down there. And that's something cool they do every week, Hank.
Well, it's an amazing tradition, and I'm sure many of the Viper fans are aware of the Lieutenant Matthew Vandegrift, a former Leander ISD student, got a commission as a second lieutenant. That's who the school is named after.
Yeah, I think we're standing by for our national anthem.
Band's already in playoff form.
Yeah. My better half, Christina Weber-Bertrand, refers to them as the Wall of Sound.
The Wall of
Let's
Sound.
put it in perspective. They're way down there.
Yeah.
They're way down there at about the 15-yard line. Our crowd mic is hung out the left side of the press box, probably about 150 yards away, and you can still hear it that loud.
Amazing job by the Vipers marching band. To continue on that discussion about the military and that Lieutenant Matthew Vandegrift, who is the school's namesake, one of the really cool traditions here that Coach Sanders seized upon early is he got in contact with the family of the school's namesake. He was killed in combat, in action. And they presented to the school a sword, a saber.
Right.
And they've got it in a glass cabinet, and it's one of the icons of this Viper program. So Coach Sanders got that started early. It's a really cool tradition, and as a part of that, they always, before every home game, introduce a veteran who's associated with the program by family. It's a big part of the program.
Something new they've added this year, of course, the hallway around the football program is decorated with plaques and all sorts of cool stuff. One of the things they've added this year, it's on the wall, a great bigger than life-size picture of Matthew Vandegrift in his Leander uniform, and they've got an oversized number 7 and a Vandegrift jersey. The number's been retired, so that was pretty cool. That was new this year.
That's a nice touch.
So the Vipers won the coin toss. They have deferred. They will kick it off. If you're listening instead of watching, the Vipers in the anthracite jersey. That's gray or silver to you and me with the white pants and the chrome domes. And Manor in the road whites with the red numerals outlined in black, red helmets. And the ball's in the air. We're underway from Monroe Memorial Stadium, and the kickoff goes into the end zone. And the Mustang offense will come on the field. Averaging just 8.2 points per game, 276.3 yards per game. Though the yardage numbers aren't bad, they're just not putting it into the end zone. That tells me there's a lot of mistakes, Hank.
Yeah, they've got some playmakers on offense. Number 15, their senior quarterback Camden Huff. Andre Terry is a sophomore running back, and then leading receiver is another sophomore wide receiver, Jalen Phoenix. So they've got some playmakers.
But, boys, this Viper defense gave up 41 points against Olympic Springs to start the season. The average is now 14.7 points per game and 275.5 yards per game. The defense is trending in the right direction, as they say. So first down and 10 Mustangs moving from left to right. Pretty stiff breeze blowing from right to left, so the Mustangs with the wind in the face to get things started here. And it's Cam Huff, the quarterback. And handoff on the end around, looking for some running room, and not much there. A couple of yards on the end around to Kevin Williams, the junior wide receiver. Picks up 2 on the play, second down and 8.
Number 90, Rohan Sturgeon, one of that vaunted front 3. Number 90, Rohan Sturgeon. Number 94, Gavin, I Fought the Law, and the Law Won. And number 9, Hugo De La Vara Vasquez, your front 3, and they're having a whale of a year.
So second down and 8 coming up from the 27-yard line, just underway first quarter. Off in the shotgun, one receiver left, one to the near side. And straight ahead handoff, now bouncing to the left side, and not much running him again. Maybe another yard or 2 on the play. Andre Terry, the running back with the carry. Terry coming in just a sophomore, 66 carries, 424 yards, but he's averaging 6.4 yards per carry.
Well, calling out a number on that tackle, Merle, will be easier to say who was not on the tackle.
Right.
8 guys right around the football. Vipers always flying to the football on defense, pursuit. It's a big deal for this Vipers D.
And they weren't doing it early on. They figured that part of it out. Third down and 7. Trips here to the near side in a triangle. Hop in the shotgun. And a little toss reverse and giving ground, and it's going to be finally dropped back at the 20-yard line. First one to get to him, I think it was Ryan Wusterfeld. He slowed him up, and then the cavalry arrived.
That might have been number 90, Rohan Sturgeon.
90, okay, Rohan Sturgeon, yeah.
Got there first, and
I got to break out the binoculars.
That's that's one of those deals, Merle, where I'll hook him, you clean him and fry him.
Right.
Rohan Sturgeon did enough there, and then Gavin Law cleans it up. You got to love how these Viper interior linemen, the down linemen, that front 3, they get so far upfield on the snap of the ball. It's that quick, explosive first move, always three yards deep as quick as they can.
A high booming punt. And I think it hit a Viper. They got to get on the football.
It sure did. Heads up play on special teams right there. Who's coming up with that ball? That is number 4.
That would be Brady Cernick. Yeah.
Very heads up play.
One of the Vipers was engaged with one of the Manor players facing away, and the ball bounced and hit him right in the backside. And fortunately for Vandegrift, Cernick fell on it.
Tough situation there, but a heads up special teams play by Brady Cernick. That's good situational awareness, good football IQ by Mr. Cernick.
Hey, Scala will bring the crowd mic up a little bit smaller crowd than usual here tonight. Not many people across the way for Manor. Thursday night. That changes everything. First down at the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. Vipers' first offensive possession of the night. And straight ahead handoff to Justin Moore, and he is going to be wrapped up and thrown back for a 1-yard pickup. Ethan Cazada a senior linebacker on the stop. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
The real question, Merle, will there be anybody that shows up to the stadium tomorrow night for the game? That's going to be the...
We ought to set up a camera.
Yes, indeed.
2nd down and 9 from the 44-yard line of the Mustangs. Two receivers right, one on the near side. Teodecki, same play this time to the right side. Big burst inside the 40, breaking free to the 35, tripped up down to about the 33-yard line.
That's just old school unbalanced right. So you had your left tackle pre-snap. That's number 77, Carter Mannon, goes over and plows some earth.
And this time a handoff to the right side. Going to gain him about 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. I got to get my head wrapped around moving the camera tonight. I'm so used to Matt Sanders taking that off my plate.
It's not as easy as it looks.
2nd down and 8 coming up from the Vipers. First drive of the night. Inside of 9 minutes to go. Going quickly. Trips wide right. Teodecki. Quick drop. Pass right side complete. To the 25, to the 20, inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Just a quick pass there to Thomas Beekler. And the Vipers looking crisp here early on.
Good play action there. Like pulling a lineman to the left, throw back to the right, keep the linebackers' eyes occupied.
Teodecki, same play to the left side, and whistles blue. I think maybe going a little bit too fast. Nope, timeout Mustangs. So Coach Keller trying to slow down the Viper momentum. We'll call a timeout with 8:27 to go first quarter. Vipers on the move.
Looks like it's the usual suspects, which makes me feel good. Those big hog mollies, the offensive linemen. You got number 56, Ryan Olson. You got number 77, that is Carter Mannon. Number 74, Will Wood. Number 60, Abib Garcia. And then who am I leaving out?
You're going to have a mom mad at you if you don't figure it out.
I know. No, I think I got them all.
I think you do too.
Cecil. Yeah. I like these jerseys. That's
I do
nice,
too.
That's a nice looking setup.
Boy, one of the saddest things I saw in pregame warm-up was Brady Spiel is playing catch with Gavin Kester in street clothes on the sidelines.
I see him right down there. It's tough. Tough for those young men to miss out after all the preparation.
Yep. First down and 10 from the Mustang 17. Hard snap count. That'll be a 5-yard mark off against Manor. Make it 1st and 5 from the 12.
Number 56, Ryan Old, your left tackle in that play. He gave him the finger shake. No. No.
So a 5-yard markup makes it 1st and 5 from the 12-yard line.
Do you see how the offensive lineman, when the defensive linemen come across the line, the O linemen are taught to grab.
Right.
Put your hands on the player. That's the contact that you need to blow the play dead and get the call.
They jumped again. They get a 1st down by back-to-back offsides penalties.
Wow.
So 1st and 10 from the 7 now.
The offsides penalties are leading ball carriers so far today.
1st and goal from the 7 for the Vipers. 8:05 to go first quarter. One receiver left. Everybody bunched on the right side. Teodecki in the shotgun on a 1st and goal from the 7. Handoff up the middle and crashing into the end zone. Touchdown Vipers. I think that was Justin Moore taking it in.
You could have driven a truck through that hole on the right side, Merle, as a Viper hog mollies blow open a huge swath of earth for the number 3, Justin Moore, to run into. Touchdown Vipers. Very routine looking touchdown drive there.
So 6-0 Vandegrift here with 7:46 to go first quarter. And who's going to be our place kicker tonight? It is going to be, looks like Hudson Moore in again. Replaced Wally Olson. Sounds like Olson may have been shaken up a little bit last week. So Hudson Moore came in and hit a couple of extra points.
Well, after he came in and delivered that unbelievable tackle on special teams on kickoff coverage, that was, I'd be willing to bet he got some shout-outs in the film session.
I would imagine so.
Going in and making a big tackle there. That might have saved the touchdown.
Yeah. Hopefully it didn't knock him out for an extended period of time.
I hope not.
But the extra point by Moore is good. 7:46 to go first quarter. Just the kind of start that the Vipers wanted. Get a 3-and-out on defense and take it right down the field, very efficient, business-like fashion.
That's right out of the Coach Sanders playbook. You win the toss, defer to the second half, so you put your defense out there first, get them to a quick 3 and out, and then your Chicken Express scoring drive, Merle, is the Vipers get excellent field position. They only have to go 45 yards in 5 plays. It's a 7-yard touchdown run by number 3, Justin Moore, 7-0 Vipers.
5 games on the network tonight, but only one other game in the Austin area, and it is going to be every bit as lopsided as this one might be. Anderson taking on Cedar Creek.
Oh, boy.
Anderson, one of the best, arguably the best 5A team in the Austin area, taking on Cedar Creek, who I don't believe has won a game in about 4 years.
The Anderson Trojans.
That game getting underway at Nelson Stadium as we speak. Kickoff coming from Hugo de la Barra Vasquez to kick it away. And returnable to the 2, and a fair catch call for made. No, he thought he called a fair catch, but he didn't. They're going to have to return it out to the 10 to the 15-yard line and up to the 16. That was interesting. Andre Terry, I think he thought he made a fair catch, but they didn't blow it dead, so finally decided to run.
Number 22, Evan Williamson, one of the special teams players always involved. Also number 20, Marshall Leinenberg. Always got some heat-seeking missiles on the kickoff coverage team. It's fun to watch those guys get down there. You got to have a different mentality when you're on kickoff coverage.
Right.
You got to be just a little bit crazy.
Right. So Mustang offense back in the field. Not great field position. First down 10 at their own 16-yard line, moving from left to right. Hop in the shotgun. Play action, rolling to his right. Got some running room and dumps over to the near side. Deflected and juggled and somehow caught the 33-yard line, I think.
I think they're going to say he's out of bounds.
Caught it, but out of bounds. Okay.
Wow.
Boy, that was almost picked off on the near side by Cernick, I think.
Yeah, that ended up looking like a volleyball set, Merle, as Freddie Cernick went up and just deflected off his hands. I think he saw it late. And then number 6, Jalen Phoenix, leading receiver for Manor, almost reeled that thing in.
After all that drama, it falls harmlessly to the carpet. Second down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Trips wide left. Huff trying to send us back in motion. And pass to the left side, complete to the 15, and going to be dropped immediately. Sent the back to the right side, passed to the left, and the Vipers were all over it.
I mean, all over. I think, was that number 6, Parker Davis? It looked like him. It's came in there in an intent to bring the ball carrier down immediately.
You know, you mentioned volleyball, Hank. Congratulations to Coach Melissa Southall and the Vandegrift Lady Vipers clinching another trip to the playoffs on Tuesday night.
Outstanding. Do you do some of those games as well?
Doing Tuesday night games for them. Yeah, we got one more coming up before the playoffs. Defending state semifinals, a young team this year, but back to the playoffs. Handoff on the end around, looking for running room and not going to get by Hugo de la Barra Vasquez.
Boy, technically perfect defensive end play there, Merle. As you see him take upfield, you're always going to attack the outside shoulder of the deepest back in the backfield. You say Hugo de la Barra Vasquez take a perfect angle, funnel the player back in, and for good measure, he goes ahead and makes the tackle for a loss. So number 9 is DVD is doing it again. It's the second year we've seen him. He is quite a player. And he can also kick off.
That's right.
I think he also does crossword puzzles and pretty good in the kitchen.
Max Logan with another nice punt. Fair catch call for it, made at the 46-yard line, and almost exactly where the Vipers started their first drive of the night is where Brock Shilton hauls that one in. 5:59 to go first quarter. Vipers have it at the Mustang 45-yard line.
Well, so far it is just what the doctor ordered, Merle.
Yep.
Vipers in control. Another 3 and out. You got to figure they're, what do you think? They're going to throw it on first down? Or are we going to hand it off to Justin Moore?
I'd like to see him throw it on first down.
I'd like to see him throw it on first down. Little variety.
First down and 10. Vipers moving from right to left. 5:59 to go first quarter. Ball spotted at the Mustang 45-yard line. Teodecki sends a receiver in motion left to right. Dropping back, swings it out to him on the right side, complete to the 45, up to the 40, to the 35, up the far sideline, 30, 25, 20, and finally shoved out of bounds. That was Ontario Jackman, who started to get involved a little bit last week, we saw. And a well-designed play there, puts the ball down to the 20-yard line, gain of about 25 yards for the Vipers.
Kind of a breakout game for Jackman last week, and boy, that's a really good sign for this Vipers offense to get him to emerge as a serious threat and getting a lot of reps.
Yeah, anybody can take the pressure off of Brock Chilton will help out tremendously. Straight ahead handoff. This is Brown inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown Vipers.
Poor Sam Brown. Poor Sam Brown couldn't find anybody to run over there, Merle. As we all know, he likes to initiate contact when he runs with the football, but did a nice job weaving through the levels there. And
you think he had his eye on the goalpost at the end there?
He might have tried to take the goalpost out there. He likes the contact, number 40. Sam Brown, the rolling ball of butcher knives.
So, quick drive for the Vipers, up 14-0. And Hudson Moore on for the extra point. Out of the hold of Lawson Lombard. Good snap and hold. Kick is up. And it is good.
Well, that's a 45-yard drive again, Merle, but this time it only takes two plays. 2 plays, and that is a touchdown run by number 40, Sam Brown, from about the, where was he now? About the
20-yard line, I think, right?
21-yard line.
So that would be the kids' meal version of the Chicken Express scoring drive, right? 2 plays, 45 yards?
Yeah. Just make sure you get your unbelievable sweet tea. Is that in the top 3 all-time Viper commercials?
It's
the
gotta
Chicken
be.
Express, that
That
has to be in there. That has to be in there.
It's got to be.
The Rudy's Barbecue, for me, is also in there.
Now, the Independence title commercial, I say this every year, that's been playing since 2010.
Wow.
That exact same commercial on the first year when we were KMAC.
Outstanding. A lot of community involvement here in 4 Points. These fans love their Vipers, and you see them come out. They're a pretty good crowd for a Thursday night.
Yeah, late arrival. It looked pretty slim before kickoff, but the fans have made it here. Not a full house like we're used to seeing, but it's a Thursday night. The Vipers doing what they needed to do, off to a 14-0 start. It's still 5:46 to go first quarter.
I wonder if we have the only defensive lineman / kickoff specialist in the state of Texas.
And those aren't cheap, chintzy kickoffs either. That thing landed on the L in the end zone.
He's kicking it through the end zone.
Yeah.
So he's not there's no drop-off in level there.
No. Give a shout out and say hello to my mom, tuned in from the great state of Illinois, tuned in on a Thursday night. Email's open, voiceofthevipers@gmail.com. Only game in the district tonight. The other 3 games tomorrow night. We'll have all 3 of them for you on Vype, so you can scoreboard watch along with everybody else tomorrow night.
The district is shaping up to be quite a Donnybrook as we go into the last 3 games of the season.
Handoff up the middle and swallowed up after a 2-yard pickup is Andre Terry. And once again, pick your Viper, Hank. There are about 4 of them involved on the stop.
Number 10, Thomas Foote. Number 6, Parker Davis. I mean, it's a whole host of Vipers. Number 90, Rohan Sturgeon was in on that one. Also number 39, Luke Davis. Seen some big plays from him so far this year.
2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line of the Mustangs. 1 receiver left, 1 to the near side. Getting us up back to move left to right, and the Mustangs have to take a timeout. Their 2nd timeout of the night with 4:58 to go first quarter. You see it there coming up tomorrow night, Vista Ridge against Cedar Ridge. That'll be a good one. Round Rock taking on Westwood and Stony Point against Hutto. And we'll have all 3 broadcasts for you on Vype tomorrow night so you can see how things are going. Vipers will take on Hutto next week. They'll be the favorite against Stony Point, but Stony Point, 3-4, they're a feisty ball club. If Hutto looks ahead, the Tigers are going to bop them on the nose.
Stony Point has got some of the best athletes I've seen. They've really impressed me, in terms of the athletic ability they have on that field. Cedar Ridge also.
Yeah.
I thought they had a couple players on defense that were just absolute beasts.
That Cedar Ridge-Vista Ridge game was almost an elimination game. The loser of that one's going to be in dire straits, but the winner right back into the playoff mix.
It's a log jam.
2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. One receiver left, one to the near side for Huff. Cam Huff, the senior quarterback. And handoff up the middle. Bounced it to the outside, and that hole opened up and then closed quickly for Teron House as a sophomore running back. And it looks like it was Thomas Foote getting up in the bottom of the pile.
Number 10, also number 23, Evan Williamson. Thomas Foote, when he gets there with a bang.
Right.
A couple of caused fumbles this year, tackles for loss. The guy's everywhere. And I think he's a National Merit Scholar, so for good measure.
Trips wide left, 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. Dropping back is Huff. Being pursued, fires over here to the near side. That ball is incomplete. And good pressure coming in from the Viper defense again. I think Foote was the first one there. So Manor's still looking for their first down of the night. I think they've only got about 12 yards of total offense, something like that.
Yeah, they're having a hard time dealing with that Viper defense. Maybe a long night.
Max Logan set to punt it away again, his 3rd punt of the night. Buck Chilton, Ontario Jackman back to receive. Another good punt. Fielded at the 36 up to the 40. Nobody here to the near side of the 50 to the 45. Jackman is going to step out of bounds at about the 36, takes a shot, and no flag. And the Vipers, as if they need any help, will have their best starting field position tonight at the Mustang 36-yard line. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck, Hank. All the action has been on this side of the field.
All on this side of the field, isn't it? The north end. Vipers are looking very businesslike and efficient in their performance so far. Everybody's where they need to be, and been a clean performance so far. You got to keep it up.
2 receivers to the right, 1 here to the near side. More in the backfield behind Teodecki. Play action, pass over to the left side, complete to Chilton. He's got to get into the act inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
A 20-yard pitching catch there to one of the leading receivers in Central Texas, number 1, Brock Chilton.
Samaj Gordon on the stop for the Mustangs, but not before a big pickup down to the 18-yard line, gain of about 17 yards or so.
Chilton is just the total package, Merle, as a receiver. He runs great routes, unbelievable releases off the line of scrimmage, always manages to get open, and he can catch BBs in a hailstorm. Guy's got great hands.
Teodecki up under center. And swing past the left side. And this is Beekler, got a receiver wide open, caught, touchdown Vipers. Hauling it in was Marshall Leinenberger, the senior wide receiver, on a beautifully thrown football from Chase Phillips, another wide receiver. And the Vipers break into the bag of tricks and take a 20-0 lead.
Well, we know that Mr. Leinenberger can make routine catches, because all the catches we've seen him make so far this year have been spectacular in nature. That one had to wait on it. And I mean, what a pass there by your receiver, Chase Phillips. That hit Marshall Leinenberger right between the 2 and the 0. How much easier can you make it?
Leinenberger lined up in the backfield as the up back and got lost behind the defense. Good snap and hold. The kick is up. And it's good. 3:33 to go first quarter. All Vipers as expected, up 21-0. So you've got a team outmatched in Manor, the Vipers do. Do you run a play like that just to give other opposing coaches nightmares? Because they're going to be studying this film.
I think so. I mean, there's, as an offensive coordinator, you're trying to build a story through the season, because, the way that it works now with all the modern technology, every opponent is going to break down film on every game you've played in the season. So as you go through the season, they're going to look for formations, they're going to look for tendencies, and I think that's the kind of thing there. What else can you do off of that? I mean, obviously the Vipers have a really good screen game, so we know we've got that as a wrinkle, but now you're giving the opposing coaches something else to think about. And then you're getting more players involved. They'll double pass. This makes you feel good, Merle.
Sure.
I mean, that's just makes your heart sing when you see a double pass executed efficiently, and great protection up front from the big hog mollies, and a really nice pass by Chase Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips is going to go in the film room and tell Miles Teodecki his quarterback rating is better than Teodecki's.
1 for 1 and a touchdown. It's about as good as it gets.
This time it'll be Moore set to kick it away.
I don't think they want to wear out Hugo's right foot. You've got to protect that right foot for Hugo. He's got a lot of work to do on the defensive line, Merle.
Yeah, and that kickoff bounces into the end zone. And Manor will start yet another drive from the 25-yard line. Got some emails trickling in here. Mr. Swartwood writing in says, great to be spending Thursday night with the Vipers. Shout out to Coach Swartwood. We are always proud of you. Go Vipers. From Mimi and Yes in New Orleans. And as always, it's spelled Geaux.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Vera Hummert writing in. Watching the Vipers in Citrus Heights, California. Cheering on my grandson, Parker Cecil, number 71 of the team. Love you, Parker, from Uncle Paul, Aunt Lauren, Cousin Owen, and Starka. That's Grandma. Go Vipers.
Parker Cecil's grandma must feed him really good because he's a big young man.
And off left side and not much running room. Flung backwards for a couple yards on the play. Parker Davis on the stop leading the charge. Lost at 2, 2nd and 12.
You say number 94, Gavin Locke, got there first. And he got there about the same time the handoff was made. So Vipers are making it happen on offense and defense tonight. They don't have a first down, so first 3 drives were 3 and out and a punt.
This email came in before that last touchdown pass, I swear. Christy Partee says, proud of the Vipers, proud of all the Vipers, especially our grandson, Chase Phillips. Love Nina and Poppy. So I guess she can take credit for that touchdown pass from Chase Phillips. Swing pass right side, complete on the edge of the 20 up to the 25-yard line and out of bounds of the 26. Gain of about 5 yards, and that's about their longest play of the night. Kevin Williams hauling it in.
Number 25, Aiden Mitchell, the near side cornerback. Also, look at Tobias Gray. He's becoming more of a permanent fixture in the defensive backfield. Big interception last week. He's a playmaker.
Yep. Gain of about 4, 3rd down and 9 coming up from the 26-yard line after that loss on the first down play. .220 to go, first quarter. All Vipers. Play action. Looking for somebody to dump it off to, complete and going to be dropped immediately. He broke free. Now reversing field, coming back the other way up to the 15-yard line. But the Vipers stay home and knock him down for still about a 5-yard loss. Great effort from Andre Terry to bounce off the would-be tackle. It actually cost him a few yards, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Well, Thomas Foote had him dead to rights for about a 3-yard loss there. Just did a great job keeping his feet moving and actually ended up running about 40 yards there. Covered the entire width of the field.
It goes in the books as about a 4-yard loss, a 4th down and 13, and the busiest man on the field, Max Logan, back to punt it away. This time a low end-over-end kick, and it's going to land on the turf. And for the first time tonight, the Vipers will start a drive on their side of the field at the 35-yard line with 1:19 to go.
To your point, Merle, my neck isn't going to make it all the way over to that
right.
side. I got to turn my neck to the far right to see that side of the field.
Break out the WD-40 for the camera tripod. And
every snap before this snap, well, I guess you got the kickoffs.
The kickoffs, yeah.
But every offensive snap has come from inside the Manor 45-yard line before this one. Amazing. So field position matters.
Yes, it does. First down, Vipers starting this drive at their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the near side, stacked up. Teodecki swing pass left side, complete on the edge to Jackman. Cuts back to the 40, to the 45. Ran out of my camera shot across the 50, down to the 44-yard line. Looked like a little 5-yard pickup, and instead it turned into a 22-yarder. First down, Vipers.
So, Merle, you get a real good look at Miles Teodecki's arm strength there. He's on the right hash making that throw all the way to the bottom of the numbers on the other side of the field, and he threw it on a rope. Unbelievable arm strength.
Two receivers right, two to the near side again. Teodecki dropping back. Pass left side complete again inside the 40 to the 35 and trying to stay in bounds. Knocked out of bounds at about the 30. Well, it depends on the spot. And
number 36, Madden Child. Number 36?
Yeah, Madden Child, a junior tight end. So Coach Sanders already starting to get some other guys into the ball game involved here early. I think that's the first time we've called him all season.
I think so. Congratulations, Mr. Child. He made a nice little nifty move upfield there after he made the catch.
First down at the 21-yard line. Play action again. Pass, slant pattern, incomplete to Chilton. Nice job by Paul Adams getting in there, breaking it up without making contact. Second down and 10.
Pretty good coverage there. Bringing in a couple of big tight ends. Number 18, Arnav Sagi, and also number 48, Alex Paulson. Only a sophomore.
Teodecki up under center. The back lined up 7 yards behind the formation. And they gave it to him. I think this is Moore bouncing at the left side. Inside the 15, cutting it back into the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Vipers.
It's a great play.
He just wanted to get a head start, Hank.
That's a great play. So you come out in another unbalanced set there, Merle, and then you run to the weak side as Manor shifts the defense over there to try to plug all of the gaps against that unbalanced line, and then you just run back to the other side, and there's no one there.
No. And Moore's just so quick. Justin Moore so quick. Once he got by that first wave, there was nobody going to catch him.
Yeah, he's got those fluid hips. Moves like a ballet dancer sometimes, doesn't he, Merle? He's just electric.
Yeah, Matt Sanders still has the line of the year when he talked about him teleporting. High snap. Good hold by Lombard. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 41 seconds to go in a first quarter where Vandegrift to score 28 points. Kay Curry writes in, says, Woolwood's grandparents are backing the Vipers all the way. Good luck to all the boys.
Well, everything's going according to plan so far for the Vipers.
I would say so.
You've run, let's see, a total of 14 offensive plays, and you've scored four touchdowns. So Vipers are rolling, and I wonder if we might start seeing on the next offensive sequence, maybe start seeing some new faces.
Yep. Via Law writes in, says, it's been great to be here last week and this week from Tonga to watch the games live. I got so used to listening to the voice of the Vipers overseas, I still have my earpiece in listening from the bleachers. Go Vipers, go Gavin, win, win, win.
From Tonga.
Yeah,
wow.
I think he's here if I'm reading that right, but he has been watching from Tonga, which is very cool.
That's very cool.
Thank you, Mr. Law.
You got to put that on the map. Merle Bertrand has like a huge wall-sized map at his house where he's got a pin for every national and international location, and it's been amazing. Some of the people in China, all kinds of places overseas. I think you've got every state in the union by now.
And that kickoff goes into and out of the end zone, and Manor will try it again.
But now I don't recall Tonga.
Never called Tonga.
I think you've got to put a pin on the map for Tonga.
Right.
That's big time.
Pete Venuto writes in gives a shout out to our grandson, number 19, Jake Venuto, defensive lineman. Your loyal South Carolina fans, Pete and Lynn Venuto from Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you, folks.
All right, it looks like most of the starters are still in for this Viper defense. So you want to get them full-time game time reps, Merle. I mean,
right.
That's something that's important. You don't want to just take the whole first half off. I think we'll see the starters for a little while, maybe even into the second half if Coach Sanders holds to form. They might have a player or two just got a niggling injury. You might see them come out, but he likes to get full speed reps for his starters. It's important to maintain that integrity of your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Going to have some a little bit longer time off. I think they may be getting a day off.
That was Cam Hupp on that carry for 4 yards, and it looks like the Mustangs have had enough of this first quarter. They're going to head to the sideline, and a first quarter that, as Hank said, has gone exactly to plan. 28-0 Vipers on top at the end of the first 15 minutes. We'll take a break. Be back for quarter number 2. You're watching Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
Floor Coverings International in Lakeway makes shopping for your new flooring easy. Floor Coverings International carries a full assortment of flooring to fit the purpose of the room, your lifestyle, and budget. Locally owned by Kevin Temple and family, Floor Coverings International offers free in-home consultation with a design associate. At Floor Coverings International in Lakeway, our goal is making your home flooring project a positive and convenient customer experience. Visit us today in Lakeway or online at lakeway.floorcoveringsinternational.com.
On the field, defense is everything. At Austin Dental Company, we got you protected the same way.
We accept dental insurance, and we also have in-house memberships.
Regular checkups keep you in the game. Cosmetics and Invisalign.
For championship smiles. Whether it's game day or any day, we got your smile covered.
All right, second quarter underway. Second down and 6 for the Mustangs, going from right to left. They've got the wind at their back as they try to get something going on offense. Huff in the shotgun. Merle Bertrand, Hank Hudson here along with Lene Hudson in the booth. And pass dumped off and incomplete. Was that ball knocked loose?
I think
they're going to say incomplete. Good hustle by number 21, Caden Sane, to get back on the football, but I think that was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Thomas Foote applying intense pressure. And I think he batted that pass away. Did a good sales job there trying to claim that it was a fumble. Got to appreciate that. Academy Award nomination for Thomas Foote there. Well done, number 10. Got to sell it.
Got to sell it. That's right. You never know.
Your Vipers coaching staff, they coach that. You know,
right.
you got to want the football. Let the referees know you got it.
Third down and 6 from the 29-yard line. Huff dropping back, pass to the right side, and complete over the middle of the 49-yard line. That is the Mustangs' first down of the night, and a pretty good pitch and catch out there.
Yeah, it looks like a stop-and-go route over there on the far side.
I think it was Kevin Williams hauled that one in.
Well-delivered football. He managed to get in between the safety and the cornerback there.
So first down, Mustangs for the first time tonight out to the 48-yard line. 11:37 to go in this first half. Vipers in command, 28-0. Up, handoff, up the middle. Looking for running on the left side across the 50, into Viper territory to the 45, down to the 42-yard line. Good push there to pick up about 9 yards on the play.
I love it whenever the band plays the Death Star music when our defense is on the field. It's absolutely spine-tingling.
Teron House with the carry for the Mustangs. Picks up 10 yards and a first down. They've crossed midfield for the first time tonight.
Going to look at, who is that on this right near side on the defensive line? He's got his sleeves all the way up. Is that another?
Up in the shotgun. Hand off again, left side and down to about the 37-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards on the play, dragging some tacklers with him.
Oh, that's Jake Venuto. Didn't recognize him. These jerseys are, we've worn these jerseys before.
We have. I like them, but the numbers are a little tiny.
They're a little hard to see.
Yeah. Gain of about 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, it's still the usual suspects out there for the Vipers on defense.
Zone replay, handoff on the right side, and going to be knocked down. Hard hit there at about the 34-yard line to set up a third down and about 2. House again on the carry. And the Vipers doing a good job of stringing that one out.
Number 10, Thomas Foote. Sideline to sideline. Vipers always have sideline to sideline linebackers. Jax McCauley, remember? I remember that guy. There's been a linebacker high school here.
Right. Third down and 2. Mustangs trying to keep this drive alive. Started on their side of the field. They've got something going here. One receiver right, 2 to the near side. Up, handoff. Going to have the first down inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. That's Teron House again on the carry.
Well, Maynard's getting something going here. That's a third or fourth first down on this drive. Third.
9:28 to go first half. Vipers in command, 28-0, but Manor on the move here at the Vandegrift 28-yard line. Huff. Handoff left side again to House, and the Vipers doing a much better job swarming to the football that time, tackling that one up for just a 2-yard gain.
That's number
Venuto
19.
getting up from the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, number 19, Jake Venuto. I was having a hard time reading his jersey. He's got the gun.
Yeah.
He's got the gun show going on, right? You got to get the sleeves
right.
pulled up. Welcome to the gun show. The Vipers know where the weight room is, apparently.
2nd down and 8. One receiver right. And quarterback's going to keep it himself. Starts up the middle, bounces to the right, and falls forward to about the 22-yard line. Nice pickup of about 5 yards. So it's up a 3rd down and 5 here for the Mustangs.
Nice little drive going here from there. That was the 9th play. Taking their time, taking some time off the clock will be good for them to keep the ball away from this Vipers offense.
Their offense has really struggled this year, talking about Manor, as I mentioned, averaging just 8.2 points per game. But this drive's been impressive. 3rd down and about 4 from the Viper 22. Huff, handoff right side, and collision there at about the 21-yard line. Only a yard in the play for Andre Terry. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 3 here for the Viper defense.
11 anthracite jerseys near the ball carrier. Vipers' pursuit is excellent, and we got them in a 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
So a chance to bend but not break here if they can get the stop.
Manor is going to kick a field goal.
Oh, they are. This will be a 39-yarder.
And they got a lefty, Johan Argulera.
Good snap and hold. It's blocked. It's a live football, and the Vipers will pick it up here to the 25-yard line, up to the near sideline.
He's going to go. He's going to go.
50 to the 40, to 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Vipers return it.
Is that Parker Davis?
Wow. When it's your night, it's your night.
I mean, good gracious. The Vipers are scoring every which way possible. And that was Tobias Gray, number 8.
Yeah.
I mean, just did a great job tracking that ball down. Got a favorable bounce there. As we all know, the football doesn't always bounce in the predicted manner, but it got a good favorable bounce there up at the turf, and just scooped it up, and nobody touched him down the sideline. Turned the Jets on. Don't you love when, on special teams and a play like that and a big play, everybody scores?
Yeah, yep.
Everybody scores. All 11 guys on the field. You got to meet your teammate in the end zone. Good Viper discipline there. Viper's in total control now.
Yeah, Tobias Gray with an interception last week and scoops up the blocked field goal attempt and takes it to the house.
Okay, Merle. Blocked field goal return for a touchdown. Is that the first occurrence in Viper history?
I think it is.
I don't. The years I've been doing, I've never seen it happen.
Coach would know. I'll ask him next
week. You need to
ask
him next. I know he'll know.
He would know right now. He wouldn't even have to look in the books, but I don't recall seeing that.
I don't either. So I guess I've been doing this not as long as you, but yeah. I mean, that Vipers, special teams play is one of the things that this Vipers team has historically been. The excellence is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
How consistently excellent we are. I mean, we see these teams every week, Merle. We've got 2 and 3 deep kickers that can kick it through the end zone. We've got a guy who can punt the ball. The special teams are always sharp. The snap, the sets, and the hold. We saw something I'd never seen last week with the high snap on the punt.
That's right. Yeah.
Very rare occurrence, and then we see other teams with special teams miscues on a pretty regular basis. So, that's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of coaching going on there. I mean, I remember 4 or 5 years ago, Coach Sanders finally got to run his Geronimo play. I was just astounded. He's got a field goal set that he calls when he has no timeouts left, and they have to get from the sideline onto the field, line up, and kick it within 10 seconds.
And they pulled it off.
He said, I finally got to call Geronimo. I've been practicing that for 10 years. We finally got to do it.
Moore kicks this one into the breeze, and it's going to be fair caught at the 10-yard line as Ken Law writes in. Shout out to big number 94, Gavin Law from Grandma and Grandpa Law, watching from the mountains of central Idaho.
And we are spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sports. I mean, wow. The human drama of athletic competition.
Tommy Hartman with the bold prediction says, tuning in from Fayetteville, Arkansas, where my wild band of Arkansas Razorbacks will beat Texas A&M on Saturday.
Oof. That's a bold prediction.
All right, Tommy, that's in print now.
Prediction. That's a bold prediction. Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
35-0. Mustangs had a good drive going. It stalled out there at the end, and then the blocked field goal return for a touchdown probably took the wind out of their sails, but if you're trying to build here and build for the future, a lot of young guys got to go right back to work here and forget about the score. Pass right side, juggled at the 30-yard line and hauled in after about a 5-yard pickup. Going to bring a 2nd down and 5. I think that was Jalen Phoenix, their sophomore wide receiver. The starting running back's a sophomore. The leading wide receiver's a sophomore. They're a young club. These guys should be playing normally on Thursday nights at the JV level. Pressed into service here tonight. 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6. One receiver right to the near side. Pass to the right side, complete to the 30. And falls forward to about the 33-yard line. Drug down from behind. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Great job on that side, number 21, Chase Ritchie. We've seen him do it all year. You got to be an extremely disciplined and mentally tough player. Those cornerbacks, that's a key position on the field. Coach Sanders, I've heard him talk about the rule of 21 for a quarterback is you've got to have 21 players inside of you at all times and make sure you maintain that contained. Number 21, Chase Ritchie's textbook example that time.
3rd down and 2 for the Mustangs at their own 33-yard line. Handoff up the middle and nothing doing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vipers pushing them back. 4th down coming up. I don't feel so bad when Mr. Moore on the PA just says a group of Vipers. He doesn't try to figure out who made the stop either.
Yeah, well, it's, A, there's like 7 guys in the pile, and, B, the numbers are kind of small, as we said.
Yeah. Chilton and Jackman back to receive the punt again, standing at the 35-yard line.
A little bit of a new wrinkle, having the dual returners.
Yeah.
We've seen the Vipers do it before, but the dual threat.
High snap. Logan tracks it down. No pressure. They let him boot it away. It's another beautiful punt. Logan's having a nice night. That's going to bounce around and get out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And a flag comes flying in. That's the first flag of the night. No, they had the 2 defensive penalties earlier, but this is weird.
Thomas Foote, his helmet came off, so I don't think he took it off.
Right.
I think somebody assisted.
Well, whichever official threw that flag, that rivaled the hang time of that punt. That thing was about 30 yards in the air.
Good arm. The Zebras you got to be an athlete to be a referee. 6A football in Texas. Guys run around quite a lot.
Personal foul, face mask on Manor. So there you go. That explains why the helmet came off. It had a little help. Bullshire and Strake Jesuit tied up 21-21, that game in Houston tonight.
Well, the Vipers in total control, 35-0. 5:09 remaining in the first half. It's
Viper offense takes the field here. 1st down and 10 after the penalty across midfield at the Manor 47-yard line. Teodecki, empty back set, swings it over here to the near side to the 45. Beekle, I believe it is, to the 40 to the 35. Still on his feet, and he rumbles out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Thomas Beekle with the 2nd nice catch of the night.
Tried to hurdle the defender there. And again, Merle, let's look at the hash marks and the numbers on the field. There's landmarks that receivers use. So your quarterback, Miles Teodecki, he's standing on the left hash on the far side of the field. He makes that throw all the way down to the bottom of the numbers. The bottom of the numbers is a landmark for receivers. I mean, that's a
long throw.
20-yard throw on a rope.
Yeah.
And so, not every quarterback can deliver that kind of accuracy, and the timing has to be there. You have to get for that screenplay to work, the ball has to get there quickly. So I guess what I'm saying in a nutshell, Merle, is Miles Teodecki's got a big arm.
Yeah, there's a reason he's going to Kansas State next year.
Yeah.
We have an injured Mustang on the field. That's the reason for the delay. I think it's number 4, but I can't quite see for sure. And, boy, that's one thing Maine cannot afford is injuries They don't have a large roster as it is.
Miles Tiadecki and number 60, Habib Garcia, are taking the opportunity to get some under center snap practice. I wonder if we'll see a little bit of that. Hope this young man is okay.
That is number 4, Paul Adams, the junior defensive back, and he is being helped off the field, not putting any weight on the left leg. So we certainly wish him well. Tough job getting tougher here for Manor.
Well, I will say, Merle, it is an absolutely pristine, perfect night for football.
Finally, football weather.
I mean, this is
as close as you get in Texas.
Yeah, this is as good as it gets right here. Just absolutely perfect weather.
About 82 degrees, I think, at kickoff.
Glorious.
First down, Vipers at the 32-yard line of the Mustangs. Tiodecki up under center. Brown deep in the backfield, and they play action to him. Tiodecki looking. Pass right side. That ball is incomplete. Batted away at the last second, trying to get it down to Thomas Beekler. Good coverage there by the Manor defender. Stride for stride with him and batted it away.
That's a really good defensive play. Right, number 14, Amiri Ennis. Interesting formation to throw. Yeah, double tight ends there, and you go a play action pass, shot to the end zone.
2nd and 10. Vipers go 4 receivers to the left side now. Now one comes in motion left to right. Tiodecki, handoff, Brown, right side, and he pushes the pile forward inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. He finally got to hit somebody. 3-yard pickup, 3rd down and 7.
Always looking. Hey, nice block that time by number 20, Marshall Leinenberger. As he's coming across, he goes back and forth across the formation, then back across to take the defensive end on that side to keep the defensive end from collapsing down and make the tackle from the back.
3rd down and 8 from the 30. Low snap, Tiodecki plucks it off the carpet. Now pocket breaks down, rolls to his left, and Fire's got a receiver wide open up to the 15 to the 10, cutting it back to the 5, and stiff arm. Did he get it in the end zone? I think he did. Touchdown, Vipers.
Touchdown, and he makes it look easy. Number 1, Brock Chilton. Number 1 in your program and number 1 in your heart, Merle. I mean, he is quite a football player.
And how about the job Tiodecki did to scramble, stay alive? He had somebody draped on his jersey when he found Chilton all alone. The Mustangs lost track of him, and the Vipers make him pay.
Miles Tiodecki, Merle, he just always impresses us with his pocket presence. And, he keeps his eyes downfield. He keeps the play alive by drifting or scrambling.
Right.
That time he gets flush from the pocket, and he manages to, mortal human beings can't make that play because they're too busy about trying to get away from the big uglies that are chasing him down. And Miles Tiodecki keeps his eyes downfield, connects with his favorite receiver, makes it look easy. That one's not exactly in the playbook, but it sure looks good in the highlight reel.
And the extra point is up and good from Hudson Moore. 4:08 to go first half. All Vipers 42-0. The only thing I could think of on that play was when Tiodecki started to scramble was, oh, geez, don't get hurt.
Yes.
In a 40-point ball game. So I was so relieved to see him throw the football away, and getting the touchdown was just icing on the cake.
I would, be willing to say that we might see some backups on the next possession of the second half. I mean, kind of a coaching maxim, if you will. I've heard this same thing from every coach I've ever been around is, you start the second half with your starting units on both sides of the ball. So the first series of the second half, you have to expect that we'll see the starting 11 for the Vipers. But, I think if we get another offensive possession in this half, I think we might see the second unit. It's 42-0.
And I hope we do. Those guys have been working hard since August.
Absolutely.
Get them some playing time.
What's the largest margin of victory the Vipers have? Was it that Lehman game?
That Lehman game. It was about a 51-0 game at the half. At the dead running clock, yeah. So we're getting close to that here. And there was a penalty on Manor to boot, so the Vipers will kick it off from the Mustang 45-yard line. I didn't even see the flag come in.
I did not either. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Some sort of an unsportsmanlike conduct called against the Mustangs.
Well, the Minor's going from bad to worse. They can't get much going on offense. Also, although, the drive before last, they did have a 10-play drive and then ended up in a touchdown for the Vipers on the blocked field goal. But
And a short high kick is just going to go into and out of the end zone. So nothing fancy there. Just kick it away and let your defense go back to work.
Well, if you play enough football and watch enough football, and you're a fan of, a team, you over time, you're always going to be on both sides of this result.
Right.
So,
oh, yeah.
Everybody who's played the game and is a fan of the game, you see your team, you're on the losing end of a game like this. You just run up against somebody who's bigger and better, and then the coin flips and you're on the winning side.
Yep.
Just want to maintain your sportsmanship and get plenty of full speed reps.
Manor was contending for a playoff spot just a couple of years ago. It was a fumble, ball's on the carpet, and the Huff picked it up, and it's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 23-yard line. Nice alert play there by Huff to save the possession.
We're getting a look at some different faces on a mix of new and starters. On that side, that was number 99, Ryan Westerfeld. We've seen him in action.
Yep. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11, back at the 24-yard line.
Number 52, Aiden Coughlin is in the game at nose tackle.
Ooh, that was a big hit. Oh, and a flag is going to come in here.
Well, that was a big-time hit by number 4, Brady Cernick, but maybe referee thought it was a little too much, or he might have been a step out of bounds. It's hard to pull off in that situation if you're, if you're a heat-seeking missile as a defender, where these Viper defense is aggressive.
Good throw by Huff on the mark, and you're closing in, trying to break up the play. Didn't look like he led with the head or anything here.
No, I don't think that was his call. And maybe it was a step out of bounds, or just maybe, the referees might be employing the mercy rule.
Yeah. It was such a bang-bang play. It's not like there was a 4-second, delay before the shot was delivered.
I don't think it was malicious at all. I think it's just a, bang-bang play, high-speed football play. I mean, it's so hard now. You see, these tackles and hits being rewinded in slow motion. That's not how it happens in real time. And it's, as a defender, you're taught to, play full speed.
Yep.
And that's what number 4, Brady Cernick, was doing there.
They do call the personal foul, so a 15-yard mark off against Vandegrift. Is that the first penalty on us tonight?
I believe so. That's the first penalty.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. 3:32 to go first half. All Vipers here, 42-0. One receiver right, trips to the near side. Huff, handoff up the middle. And stacked up at about the 43-yard line. Gain of about 3 for Andre Terry before he shoved backwards. Luke Davis in on the stop along with some friends.
Thomas Foote. I think he wears the number 10, Merle. I figured it out. Thomas Foote wears the number 10 because that's about how many tackles he has every game.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's an aspirational number?
I don't know. How many tackles is he averaging? The guy's always around the football. Let's see here.
I don't think I had it on my sheet, but it's about 7 a game, I think. Handoff. Oh, Huff is rolling to his left, trying to get the corner turn, and will step out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Luke Davis there to make sure, but it's going to be, depending on the spot, it looks like it's about a yard shy. They might give him the first down here. Good play by Huff. Dot race to defend it to the sideline. Lori Manor writes in, says, watching our grandson, number 77, Carter Manor from Gilbert, Arizona, on the O-line. Go Vipers. So there you go. You got a hog molly mom right there.
I'm telling you. We know who number 77 is, Carter Manor, and we watch him abuse the other team's defensive lineman every week. And whatever you guys fed him when he was young, you might want to publish that recipe.
First down to the midfield stripe. And Huff's going to keep it himself again and pushes a power forward into Viper territory down to the 48-yard line. A couple of yards pick up there, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I think the normal diet for an offensive lineman includes broken glass.
Right.
I mean, you got to,
That's the appetizer.
Yes. I mean, offensive linemen are beautiful people. If you don't know one, please reach out and get to know one. You got to love offensive linemen.
Ryan Wolstefeld on that stop, 2nd and 8 from the Viper 48. Coming up on the 2-minute timeout here. We'll see if we get into the playoff. Trips wide right, one to the near side. They got 8 seconds to get it off. Off, dropping back, pass right side, deflected and caught by Manor. The first break they've got tonight.
Heads up play there.
Yeah.
That's number 3. David Grant reels in the deflection. First down Manor. 2 minutes, 2 minute stoppage. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around the fact that we have a 2-minute break in high school now.
Yeah, it is different.
It's very different.
I like it, but it's different.
Yeah, I like it too. You know, I like more drama. More drama, more better.
Thanks again to Skylar Gillespie, our QA tonight, keeping an eye and an ear on the broadcast, making sure that we're staying on the air and looking and sounding as good as we can. Give a shout out to Matt Sanders, hoping he's having a great time tonight. He'll be back with us next week. That's going to be a big one.
That's going to be a big one. That's probably going to be your Central Texas game of the week, I would imagine.
It is.
So there'll be a lot of media there, a lot of eyes on that game.
Yeah, we'll have our broadcast. It'll be simulcast on the KView Plus app, part of Vype's arrangement with KView Television this year. So,
well, there'll be plenty of hype going into that game as well.
Yeah.
I mean, some trash talking. There'll be, there'll be some gamesmanship. I mean, it's Texas high school football. I mean, it's awesome.
I stuck around last year after the state championship game and watched what is now Hutto's head coach. He was the offensive coordinator at the team that just demolished Westlake in the Division I state championship game.
That's right.
That was the most frightening thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I watched that game too.
Yeah.
What was the name of that team that beat Westlake last year?
No, was it North Crowley?
I think that's right.
North Crowley.
North Crowley.
He's now the head coach at Hutto, and boy, he's got them firing on all cylinders. First down at the 36-yard line, handoff up the middle, inside the 35, spinning down to the 31-yard line, gain of about 5 yards. I was still in shock after our win, but I enough penetrated to know that.
Well, everybody expects Westlake to go up there and bully everybody. That's what they're known for. But they got steamrolled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's an interesting behind-the-scenes plot point for the game next week against the Hutto Hippos in their hippodrome over there.
Handoff up the middle, inside the 25 and inside the 20. Manor into the red zone for the first time tonight. And a timeout taken. So they've, kind of figured out this running game. Andre Terry with another nice carry. They've got it at the Viper 19-yard line, 1:22 to go. Huff dropping back, looking, fade pattern right side. That ball is incomplete, off the mark, 2nd down and 10. Stops the clock with 1:13 to go. Coach wants to get the shutout.
Oh, absolutely. So you got to wonder, your play calling changes in this situation, Merle, because you had to burn 2 timeouts early in the half.
Yep.
You've only got 1 timeout here, so it really changes your mindset in terms of play calling. Manor's going to have to operate with some pace here. Having those 2 other timeouts would be a big difference maker at this point.
Right.
You got a chance to get some points on the board.
2nd down and 10 from the 19-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Handoff off left tackle inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5, and diving near the goal line is Andre Terry. He's about 3 yards shy, but it's going to set up a 1st and goal for the Mustangs at the Viper 3. Mustangs up quickly. 1 receiver right, trips here to the near side. Huff. Handoff again, Terry, and Viper swarm to the football. Did they keep him out of the end zone? Looks like they did. 2nd down coming up, under a minute to go.
Manor is going to have to operate with pace here. It's 52 seconds and counting.
They've got a man down here. They're going to have to burn their final timeout, or he's going to have to come out of the game. Clock ticking down. 23 seconds on the play clock. 35 seconds.
The plot thickens. Here we go. Let's see a goal line stand from your Vipers defense.
2nd down. Handoff and pushing. Push from behind the line. No signal yet. No, he didn't get in.
He did not get in.
Did not get in. That was house on the carry. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and the Mustangs have to call a timeout here with 19 seconds to go.
There's your final timeout. So 19 seconds left, Merle, and you've got a 3rd down and 2. So 2 plays. You got time to run 2 plays.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Manor dials up here, but they have to be thinking they got to punch this thing in just for some morale and pride's sake.
Right.
So But you run, you run one end of the line of scrimmage, I think, and then if you've got a pass play that you want to run, you can do that on the. But that'll be fourth down though. So it's
third down.
Yeah, it's third and goal.
Now they did put 3 seconds back on the clock, so they're showing 22 seconds on the clock. That'll help them out a little bit.
That'll help them out a little bit. But I'm not sure if anyone who, is listening who, 2-3 years ago, we were in Manor.
Yeah, that's right.
Right at the close of the second half, and the Vipers were down early in that game, and Manor was going to punch it in and go up by 2 scores at halftime.
Yeah.
And they got in a hurry down in this exact same situation inside the 2-yard line, and they fumbled a snap. Vipers recover, and then we reeled off like 28 straight points in the second half for a comfortable win. But yeah, this is
a little dicey there for a while.
It was a little dicey. So here you go. 22 seconds left to see what this Vipers defense can do. What a rugby scrum on that last play. That was a beautiful mass of humanity.
Speaking of massive humanity, now the Vipers are going to call a timeout. I mentioned, that a couple of years ago, Manor was in contention for a playoff spot. They've fallen hard this year, but things cycle around in high school sports. If you're a Manor fan out there, don't give up on these guys. They're going to figure some stuff out.
Well, they had a running back that year who went to, was it Wisconsin?
I think so, yeah. I know it was a Division I running back.
Yeah, and he had over 100 yards rushing in the first half, and Manor was giving us all we wanted, and then they kind of ran out of steam. And yeah, that was a huge momentum shift.
Right.
You think about you punch that in, that touchdown in at the end of the first half. You're up by 2 scores, and so the Vipers make that stop, and then of course the Vipers, true to form. Coach Sanders always wants to get the ball. He wants to win the toss, defer, get the ball. So the Vipers got the ball in the second half. Opening drive, they scored like in 6 plays. And then, the game was kind of over. But it was you could just see the air come out of the balloon.
Right.
In those situations, you gotta challenge your offense here. If you're the Manor coach, they got to put this in the end zone.
You can't get any closer than that, Hank.
That is great camera work, by the way. Merle Bertrand doing it all.
All right, third down and about a foot. In the Vipers' mind, the score is 0-0 right now. It's going to be 3rd and 5, and the Mustangs false start.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
a killer.
That is absolutely devastating in that situation. So they're going to bring out. They had a specialty package in there with a lot of beef.
Right.
Looks like that might. I'm not sure if he's a regular. Maybe he might have been a defensive lineman in there. Who knows? It looks like he was one of the regular offensive linemen. And
yeah, you're not out of the woods yet. 3rd and goal from the 6. They'll probably put it in the air here, so if they don't get it, it'll stop the clock. Hop in the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Looking downfield. Looking. Going to tuck it under, and he's going to get close to the goal line. They're saying he's in. I haven't seen any word yet from the official.
I think the referee's signaling for a touchdown.
There he is over there. Yeah, there's a touchdown for the Mustangs. So Hupp takes it in around the right side. Vipers did a good job stringing it out.
There's a nice run right there. Manor, roll out, triple option. I think it's exact right call. Because you do have to get the ball in the air, get somewhere near the out of bounds line, because you run the risk of running out of time. So great job, number 15, Camden Huff for Manor.
Senior quarterback knew exactly where he had to get to, and the extra point doinks off the upright. Yeah, Vipers falling the football, but unable to return it. So the score will remain 42-6 with 15 seconds to go in the first half.
That wasn't a deflection off the upright, Merle. That was a absolute flush rebound.
That thing came back on the field about 20 yards.
Yeah, about 20 yards. That was unbelievable. It's funny when the ball hits the upright. If a kicker was to line up at the extra point try and make 100 attempts to try and hit the upright, you can't hit it.
No.
But, it's just that random chance. That's what we love about football. So, at least we're having some drama tonight.
Coming up tomorrow night on Vype, it'll be Austin High against Aikens, Bastrop against Navarro, Bowie against Westlake, Cedar Park trying to bounce back against Glenn, Cedar Ridge taking on Vista Ridge. We'll have 2 separate broadcasts for that game. The Battle of Georgetown, that's our game of the week this week. Eastview against Georgetown, Hyde Park against Bishop Dunn, Liberty Hill against Pflugerville. That's going to be a good one. Manor New Tech against Austin Travis. Stony Point against Hutto. and Westwood against Round Rock. Those are the Austin area games tomorrow night. We've got a game up in Fort Worth and 5 in Houston as well tomorrow night. So plenty of high school football tomorrow night. Hank and I won't be here. I'm with you. I wonder what the over-under is, how many people show up tomorrow night.
I would be willing to bet there'll be people here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that. A couple of weeks ago, I came here and I was supposed to be at Kelly Reeves. I was on the phone for work, and this is a bit of and Coach Sanders referenced it in his his pregame interview, and always classy. Coach Sanders, handing out the praise to all the people that helped make that happen. But inside of 2 weeks, that's not very much notice. And
no.
There's a lot of people who drive around just to watch football games, and if you don't get the memo.
That kickoff into and out of the end zone. Second quarter score, kind of surprised. Anderson 14, Cedar Creek nothing. I thought that would be a lot more like this one, but Cedar Creek hanging in there against the Trojans. Well, do you take a shot here? 15 seconds left.
I was gonna. Bowie was up on Dripping Springs late last week, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess Dripping came back and won that game.
Yeah, they won. Dripping Springs came back and won 28-21, but we led it 21-14. After spotting Dripping Springs, 14-0 lead. Teodecki dropping back, rolling to his right, directing traffic, and fires to the near side, complete on the edge of the 45 to the 50 to the 45, and steps out of bounds with 4 seconds. Oh, he's still in bounds. I looked at the wrong guy. Down to the 38-yard line. Do the Vipers get the timeout call? They do with 1 second left. Thomas Beekler up the near sideline. What a play by Teodecki to keep that alive.
He dropped that one in the old pickle barrel there, Merle, and then Thomas Beekler takes that one upfield.
I thought he stepped out of bounds, but he cut back inside.
The referee was right there, but, he gave there's 1 second left. We're going to see a shot into the end zone here, I think. You got to practice everything, including your Hail Mary play, so here's an opportunity. We did see earlier this season a Hail Mary down to inside the 5-yard line.
2 yards short.
2 yards short. That was Thomas Beekler on that catch.
Yeah.
So Miles Teodecki does have the arm strength.
He certainly does from this part of the field.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 39 for the Vipers. Just they put an extra second on the clock. I don't think it matters that much. But
well, we appreciate that extra second, though, Merle.
More in the backfield.
Time is the most valuable commodity.
That's right. Nobody split wide. Everybody just off the line here for the Vipers. Justin Moore has a touchdown run tonight. Sam Brown with a touchdown run.
An interesting formation. You think they're gonna heave it?
Dropping back is Teodecki, rolling to his left. Now back to his right. Fires it towards the end zone like a punt. Jump ball, and it falls incomplete. And that's how the first half is going to come to an end. I like the odds. There are 3 anthracite jerseys and 2 white jerseys down there, but it falls incomplete. So 42-6 your score here at the end of the first half. Nobody's coming up the field yet. Was there a flag somewhere? Offsides on the defense. How about that?
You can't. The game or half cannot end on a penalty by the defense. So we're gonna see another snap.
Move it 5 yards closer and dial something else up.
Wow. Very interesting turn of events. The Vipers only have 1 penalty for 15 yards and unsportsmanlike conduct, but Hutto looks like they've got 5 penalties so far this first half for 30 yards. They got 3 offsides penalties.
You know who's happiest about Manor's touchdown other than their coach? Is that offensive lineman that flinched. And cost him 5 yards.
Yes.
Bailed him out big time.
Yes. That's a lonely bus ride home if you have to bear the burden of a mental error like that.
So they move it down to the 34, 5 yards closer. No time on the clock, so it's be the final play of the half unless there's another penalty on the defense. Teodecki in the backfield with Moore to his left.
Interesting formation on that Hail Mary in the previous play. You had everybody tight in a bunch set on both sides.
They spread it out this time. And Teodecki firing over to the far side of the end zone. That ball's a jump ball. Incomplete, no flag. Nice job by the Manor defender blocking off the Viper receiver, and we have reached halftime. Vipers with the first 42 points of the football game. They give up a late touchdown in the first half to Manor, 42-6 your score. We'll take a break. Hank will get the stats put together. Brian Spiels will talk to Coach John on the sidelines. We'll get that interview for you queued up. And we'll bring the Viper marching band here coming up in just a few minutes. 42-6 score. Vipers on top. Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
Dr. Martin Molina and his staff welcome you to Texas. Dr. Martin Molina and his staff welcome you to Texas Family Physicians at River Place. Texas Family Physicians provides comprehensive family medical care for men, women, and children of all ages. They specialize in adult and pediatric preventative care, hypertension, diabetes, sports medicine, and seasonal allergies, just to name a few. They also offer Impact-certified baseline and post-injury concussion testing and treatment in office. Visit Texas Family Physicians online at texasfp.com. Texas Family Physicians at River Place. texasfp.com.
Texas Malibu is your exclusive dealer for the world's best-selling water sports towboats. Malibu. We are now the largest dealer for Malibu boats worldwide with locations in Austin, Marble Falls, Texas Ski Ranch in New Braunfels, and now Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Visit the enthusiasts at any of our locations or online at texasmalibu.com to pick out your family's dream boat and make memories on the water that will last a lifetime.
All right, Vandy fans, it's quiz time with Tiff's Treats. Question: how many wins did the Vipers rack up last season? 13? 14? 15? If you answered 15, congrats, you're a true Vandy Viper fanatic. And to celebrate our 6A Division II state champion Vipers and the greatness of the 2025 season, we're giving you 15% off your next order of Tiff's Treats warm cookies. Just use code VANDY15 at cookiedelivery.com. Warm cookies baked to order and delivered to the door. Tiff's Treats.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Card My Yard. When good news comes your way, skip the card and stake the yard. It's the easiest way to decorate for any celebration. We do all the work for you. Book your order online and we'll set up the surprise and take down the decorations afterwards. Grand opening, anniversary, or any special occasion. Card My Yard. 95 franchises throughout the U.S. Now a proud sponsor of your school. Visit cardmyyard.com today.
When you buy or sell a piece of property, it helps to have a friend in the business. Independence Title will pick up the ball on your transaction and take it right across the goal line. Independence is locally owned right here in Austin with deep roots in the Vandegrift community. Independence is also the Austin Business Journal's #1 title company. Work with the home team at Independence Title. Call 329-5299 or go to independencetitle.com.
Thank you to our sponsor, Wayne Weigelt State Farm Insurance Agency, providing insurance and financial services. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Please visit www.agentwayne.com for all your insurance and financial service needs.
Family time, anytime, always worth every dime. On our ways, chicken eat, unbelievable sweet tea. Express tenders, they're the best, not to mention all the rest. Chicken E's the place to go for all of us in the know. Plenty of size to make a meal. Chicken E is for real. Follow me to Chicken E. Gotta have their sweet tea.
If you or your Vandegrift athlete have suffered an orthopedic injury or have joint pain, let Dr. Matthew Crawford and his team at Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine take care of you. Dr. Crawford specializes in diagnosis and treatment of sports-related injuries with an emphasis on injury prevention and conservative treatments. He and his team offer cutting-edge arthroscopic and minimally invasive surgical techniques. Visit them today at austin-orthopedics.com. Let Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine keep you at the top of your game.
Viper fans, is your home in need of a refresh? Whether you want a full-service home renovation or it's time to create your dream kitchen or bathroom, A. Newman Interiors has you covered. We will use our preferred pricing with major brands to choose the most perfect furniture and finish selections for any space in your home or office. A. Newman Interiors has proudly served the 4 Points community for over 10 years, and there's no better clients than our Viper fans. Call 626-310-2315 today to schedule your free consultation.
Floor Coverings International in Lakeway makes shopping for your new flooring easy. Floor Coverings International carries a full assortment of flooring to fit the purpose of the room, your lifestyle, and budget. Locally owned by Kevin Temple and family, Floor Coverings International offers free in-home consultation with a design associate. At Floor Coverings International in Lakeway, our goal is making your home flooring project a positive and convenient customer experience. Visit us today in Lakeway or online at lakeway.floorcoveringsinternational.com.
On the field, defense is everything. At Austin Dental Company, we got you protected the same way.
We accept dental insurance, and we also have in-house memberships.
Regular checkups keep you in the game. Cosmetics and Invisalign.
For championship smiles. Whether it's game day or any day, we got your smile covered.
And we welcome you back to Monroe Memorial Stadium. Halftime here. Vipers up 42-6. Monroe Bertrand, Hank Hudson, Lene Hudson here in the booth. Brian Spielis down the sideline. Skylar Gillespie, our QA this afternoon or this evening. And just a few moments ago, Brian Spielis caught up with head coach Drew Sanders down the sidelines. Let's get coach's thoughts here on a good first half of Viper football.
Vype Live here with Vandegrift head coach Drew Sanders. Coach, you're up 42-6 over Manor at halftime here. I know you wanted your team to come in and play sharp and play to the best of their ability, not their opponents. What do you think of the first half so far?
Good start by our offense. Really haven't really been stopped, and really almost had a chance for another touchdown right there before half. Defensively, really impressed overall, but you hate to allow the score right before half. Now they've got some momentum, and so we've got a lot of things to fix from that last drive. They actually put together a nice drive, ran and threw the ball on us both. And so hats off to them. So we got some things to fix there. But overall, pleased with their start.
All right, Coach. Good luck the second half.
Thank
you. Somehow, Hank, you just knew. Somehow you just knew that he was going to pick up on that play there, that drive there right at the end of the first half.
Well, I mean, he's a bit of a perfectionist, and we've seen it over the years, Merle. I mean, he's always looking to improve. And so, I mean, to his point, I mean, that final drive from Manor, they go 13 plays, starting on their own 25-yard line, and right there at the end of the half, and managed to punch it in, and with the time ticking down, the nice scramble there to the wide side of the field, to get a good triple option there, get a run pass option play. And, they had a lot of big chunk plays, too. I mean,
and that wasn't the first drive. I think that's probably the most concerning part. They had put together a drive before there where the field goal got blocked and returned for a touchdown.
That's right. Statistically for the Vipers, the numbers aren't big because we had such amazing field position.
Yeah.
But let's see here. Justin Moore had 5 carries for 40 yards and 2 touchdown runs. The rolling ball of Butcher Knives number 40, Sam Brown, had one carry for 20 yards, and poor Sam Brown couldn't find anybody to hit. But he took it in untouched for a 20-yard touchdown run. We've got Miles Teodeki's 9 out of 10 for 171 yards and a TD pass. And then the man, number 82, Chase Phillips, he's 1 for 1, got the best quarterback rating possible. 1 for 1 for a touchdown to number 20, Mr. Leinenberger. So it's, statistically the Vipers have been in control, but, you make a good point there, Merle. Their first 4 possessions, they go 3 and out and punt. Their 5th possession of that first half, they take the ball starting at their own 25-yard line, go 10 plays, take the ball, matriculate down the field, and then, of course, didn't work out for them as we blocked the field goal attempt and ran it back for a touchdown. But then the subsequent drive, their 6th drive, they went 3 and out again. But that final drive of that second half, 13 plays, and they go 75 yards for a score. So, some concerns there. Maybe a little bit of a lapse on the defense. I mean, you're up. At that point in the game, the Vipers were up 42-0. So maybe took our foot off the gas a little bit. And I know for a fact Coach Sanders is not going to be happy with that. I mean, any kind of drop in intensity, drop in the level of play in this situation, that's not what he's looking for. We all know how much he loves to pitch a shutout, but Vipers are looking good, going into halftime at 42-6, and the play count's actually pretty interesting. So the Vipers ran a total of 21 offensive snaps. 21 offensive snaps, and you score 5 offensive TDs. So
wow.
That's pretty darn efficient in terms of the Vipers' offensive production.
I bet Manor's run more plays than might be even on the time of possession.
It's probably
pretty close.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me do the play count there. That is 13, 23.
He's using his fingers and his toes.
Yeah, 38 plays for Manor.
Wow, there you go.
To 21 for the Vipers, but not nearly as effective. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3 and outs with a punt, and then two drives over. 10 plays are over. So, they managed to figure some things out, and I think they're feeling a bit challenged. You'd like to see them respond.
Sure.
But there's some things to clean up for this Vipers program, and then like I said in the first half, Merle, I think it's a universal coaching maxim, and maxim. Excuse me. The first possession on both offense and defense in the second half, I think you'll see the starters. After that, we might start seeing a bit more rotation.
Yep.
But you're in control of the game. But I think the Vipers are going to be motivated in a very loud and boisterous manner by Coach Sanders.
Oh yeah.
To come out and do a much better job on defense and maintain that level of intensity.
Yeah, get that touchdown back, and before possibly giving away to some of the other guys that come in off the bench as the game wears on. Give a shout out to Johnny Baeza, JB, an old K-Mac compadre. He's doing the huddle games on another network. He's tuned in tonight, busting our chops or running trick plays against Manor a little bit. But, I think that's all about giving Hutto and the other team something to think about.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, the coaches, it's the ultimate chess match. I mean, football is really the ultimate team sport because you've got to have, synchronicity on offense, and you got to have the game planning that goes in, the amount of time the coaches spend. I mean, we're all going to go home after this football game, and you get on the couch, watch a little, maybe watch a little football on TV.
Right.
But they're going to go and start breaking down film.
Oh yeah. Yep.
They don't get home until the wee hours of the morning during football season after a game. So it's a lot of long hours. These guys put in a lot of hours in the game planning, and I think you're right, Merle. I mean, you're showing a look there that will definitely make the scout team offense for any Viper opponent going into the next year. They got to keep their eyes on it, and it's just something else to think about. So, Vipers showed a lot of variety, in that first half as well in terms of formations, and I think that's something we've seen all year long. They, a lot of shifts, a lot of motion, a lot of different formations. I don't think I've ever seen a Hail Mary pass in a tight formation like that.
That was interesting.
That was a really interesting formation, and good look. So. A lot to be thankful for here as a Viper fan coming out of that first half. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Vipers deliver to start the second half. You're going to get the ball first.
Yep.
So you want to go out and set the tone and get that score back, like you said, Merle.
We're going to turn over to the Viper Marching Band here in just a second. Andrew Pacheco writing in, speaking of the band, says football will be without the band, full band at Hutto. The date change for this week's game means senior night for the band will now take place next Friday at Monroe Stadium before a pep band heads to Hutto after halftime. So we won't see the full band next week. But this band has been fun to watch all season long. Steven Springer writing in from Salado on Thursday evening. In the absence of Matt tonight, shout out to Coach Sanders, Janet, Caleb, and Sadie. You're all doing a great job with the broadcast, with tonight's broadcast from Steve and Barbara Springer. That, of course, is Coach Janet Sanders' parents and Matt Sanders' grandparents. And with that, we're going to turn it over to the award-winning Viper Marching Band and Vision Dance team for the rest of our halftime.
Social Sergeant Bree Bauman, Social Sergeant Faith Palmer, and Social Captain Victoria Kennedy. The spirit of the Legacies is Brooke King, and the Legacy of the Week is Isabella Yang. Tonight, the Legacies will perform their traditional kick routine to Magnificent Seven. Let's hear it for the Vandegrift High School Legacies dance team. The Legacies are under the direction of Molly Lyons and Lisa Olson. The Legacies are sponsored by the McClellan Family Foundation, Austin Access, Meta Technologies, Dance Institute, Summertime Coffee, and Storage Store. Finally, we're thrilled to announce that the Vandegrift Legacies have been invited to travel to jolly old England to perform in the world-renowned London New Year's Day Parade. The Legacies will perform 2 routines along the parade route, proudly representing the Vandegrift community on the international stage. And now, taking their positions on the field, it's the Vandegrift High School Viper Marching Band and Vision Dance Company. The Viper Band and Vision Dance Company is the reigning 2024 UIL 6A State Marching Band Silver Medalist. For your halftime enjoyment, the Viper Band and Vision Dance Company will be performing the final movement from their 2025 production entitled Gaia's Embrace, featuring music from Earth Song by Frank Ticelli, The Sacred Veil by Eric Whitaker, The Red of Spring by Igor Stravinsky, and original music by Andy Markle. Leading the band are drum majors Saron Amsulu, Savannah Buckner, Jason Gonzalez, and Avery Titleman. The percussion captain is Caleb Long. Division Dance Company captains are Jackie Mendoza and Lacey Philpott. Our outstanding band student of the week is Ryder Woltenberg. Our outstanding vision student of the week is London Thompson. Our outstanding freshman of the week is Caitlin Tito. And our section of the week is the Euphoniums. Defining the standard for marching bands everywhere, the Leander Independent School District is proud to present the Vandegrift High School Viper Marching Band and Vision Dance Company. Let's hear it for the Vandegrift High School Viper Marching Band and Vision Dance Company. The Viper Band is under the direction of Jarrett Lippman, Kyle Norris, Tristan Murray, and Trevor Geary. The Vision Dance Company is directed by Katie Hopkins and Holly Lyons. Additional band and vision staff includes Ashley Whitener, Alex Gilbert, John Molino, Wes Booker, Trevor Stoyanovich, Greg Humphrey, Gabby Matthews, and Preston Winton. The Viper Band would like to thank Riverplace Dental and Matthew Lauren Roofing and Restoration for their support of the band program. We hope you enjoyed our performance tonight. Finally, the Viper Band would like to offer the Manor Marching Band and Color Guard best wishes during the upcoming marching competition season.
Dr. Martin Molina and his staff welcome you to Texas Family Physicians at River Place. Texas Family Physicians provides comprehensive family medical care for men, women, and children of all ages. They specialize in adult and pediatric preventative care, hypertension, diabetes, sports medicine, and seasonal allergies, just to name a few. They also offer Impact Certified baseline and post-injury concussion testing and treatment in office. Visit Texas Family Physicians online at texasfp.com. Texas Family Physicians at River Place. texasfp.com.
Texas Malibu is your exclusive dealer for the world's best-selling water sports towboats. Malibu. We are now the largest dealer for Malibu boats worldwide, with locations in Austin, Marble Falls, Texas Ski Ranch in New Braunfels, and now Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Visit the enthusiasts at any of our locations or online at texasmalibu.com to pick out your family's dream boat and make memories on the water that will last a lifetime.
All right, Vandy fans, it's quiz time with Tiff's Treats. Question: how many wins did the Vipers rack up last season? 13? 14? 15? If you answered 15, congrats, you're a true Vandy Viper fanatic. And to celebrate our 6A Division II state champion Vipers and the greatness of the 2025 season, we're giving you 15% off your next order of Tiff's Treats warm cookies. Just use code VANDY15 at cookiedelivery.com. Warm cookies baked to order and delivered to the door. Tiff's Treats.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
Card My Yard. When good news comes your way, skip the card and stake the yard. It's the easiest way to decorate for any celebration. We do all the work for you. Book your order online and we'll set up the surprise and take down the decorations afterwards. Grand opening, anniversary, or any special occasion. Card My Yard. 95 franchises throughout the U.S. Now a proud sponsor of your school. Visit cardmyyard.com today.
And we welcome you back to Ed.W. Monroe Memorial Stadium. Monroe Bertrand, Hank Hudson here, along with Lene Hudson, doing a great job on stats tonight. Brian Spielos down to the sidelines. Kyler Gillespie, our QA. 42-6 Vipers, 42 unanswered points to get things started. Gave up a late touchdown right before the first half. And if anything, Hank Hudson, I think that might light a bit of a fire under what had become maybe a complacent Vipers club as this game wore on.
I think you're exactly right. I think we heard a very spirited Coach Sanders in his halftime interview. I think he was unhappy about that last sequence. The last two of the last three drives went over 10 plays. And I think he's going to want to see some corrective action. I'm sure he does a great job. He's always done a great job at halftime.
Right.
Keeps the message simple, makes the necessary adjustment, and great motivator. So I feel certain that they got a motivational speech at halftime, and we expect them to come out and bring the level of intensity that is expected.
Well, I don't expect a running clock to start the second half, at least here. The score, it's still, 42-6. It's not like 59-0 or something like that. So I would expect to see the starters maybe to start the second half as you predicted, and then give it away if they can get a touchdown here. As a kickoff will go into and out of the end zone and we're underway to start the second half.
He kicked it through the end zone.
He did. He got a bit of a breeze at his back.
But
still a pretty good kick there from Johan Arguella.
He's a left-footed kicker. It's like Haley's Comet. You don't see it once every 77 years.
That's right. So Viper offense will take the field to start the second half. And we're going to see a new quarterback in, so that answered that question. Lawson Lombard, the senior quarterback, will come out. Sam Brown in the backfield with him. So a couple of new faces out there. One receiver left, two to the near side. Lombard hands it off to Brown. Stumbles out across the 25, pushes the pile out across the 30, and to the 35-yard line.
Rumbling,
9-yard pickup, yeah.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, number 40, Sam Brown. Carrying three guys with him. That time he got to run into somebody.
That's right.
He's happy. Got a new right tackle in the game. It's number 63, Caden O'Rourke.
Gain of 9, second down and 1. By the way, give a shout out and a thank you to Kimberly Lombard, Lawson's mom, the president of the Vandegrift Viper Football Booster Club, for bringing us out here to broadcast these games. Two receivers left, one to the near side. And handoff again to Brown, and this time he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and shoved backwards for no gain on the play. So going to bring up a third down and about 2 here for the Vipers, as they may have lost a yard.
A little bit of a shuffle up there on the offensive line. Number 60, your starting guard, Abib Garcia, has moved into the center slot. We got number 56 at the left tackle. That is Ryan Olson. We've seen a lot of him.
Ryan Brar in the backfield. We talked about this in the pregame. He came in with the short yardage situation last week on a couple of plays and picked it up. So we'll see what the bigger back does here on a third down and 2 from the 33-yard line.
Number 79, Isaac Scott's in the game at your left guard. Only a sophomore.
2 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Handoff Brar, and he's going to put the shoulder down and going to pin on the spot. I think he got just enough. Got it just across the 35-yard line. They'll move the chains.
Big impact there, Mr. Brar, and then number 55 from Manor, Billy Guzian.
First down at the 35-yard line. Lombard in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Receiver coming in motion left to right. That's Jackman. Handoff again to Brar, and he's dragging tackles out to the 37, 38-yard line. Thought we might see a flag there. It looked like the defender got a hand up in the grill, but no flag. Gain of 3, second down and 7.
Yeah, you like to see a guy running through a tackle. That time, Brar gets upfield through the tackle by number 26, Ethan Casada.
Now, Evan
Manor.
Williamson checking in, a sophomore running back wearing number 29. Play action. Pass right side Jackman. Complete on the edge. And dives across the 40 and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Gain of about, where are they going to spot it? A spot at the 42-yard line. Pretty favorable spot here. Sets up a third down and about 3.
7-yard pass to number 15, Ontario Jackman.
Chase Phillips checking in.
I think that's a good development for this Vipers offense, Merrill. Number 15 is getting a few more touches every week.
Yes, sir.
Find ways to get the ball in his hands. He's got the speed.
And a timeout taken for the Vipers. 8:49 to go in the third quarter. Didn't have a chance to mention this in the first half as we welcome in. You've seen and heard from several of our sponsors. We want to welcome a new one this week, All Good Chiropractic, a Viper level sponsor, along with Learning Tree International. And one of our black level sponsors, you don't hear them played on the commercial, but the Steiner Ranch Steakhouse are branded on Vic the Vipers. So thank you to those folks for coming on board and sponsoring Viper football. Not just the varsity games on normally Friday night, but the sub-varsity games on what is normally Thursday night. I'm going to be so messed up tomorrow.
I know. What are you going to do on a Friday night? And also, Steiner Ranch Steakhouse provides, they cater in the press box up, delicious Steiner Ranch Steakhouse pasta and vegetables. It's
stroganoff action tonight.
It is.
Man, it was good.
It was really good. 4 Points teacher, Mrs. Q, runs the press box crew up here. Does a great job. Takes a lot of volunteers and a lot of manpower. A lot of great sponsors.
Third down and 30 coming up. Lombard in the shotgun. Straight ahead handoff. Brar. Big hole. 45 to the 50 to the 45 into Manor territory down to the 42-yard line.
Well, a great job on that right side by number 56, Ryan Olson. Also, your tight end over there is number 48, Alex Paulson. Just carving up huge swaths of territory for number 34. Is that about a 15-yard gain?
Yeah, and he's just a junior. He'll be back next year.
Yeah, he runs straight downhill.
First down at the Mustang 43-yard line. Lombard, handoff Williams on the left side. This time he's going to wrap it up and drop for a loss. One of the Manor defenders got into the backfield. I think that was number 26 getting in there, Ethan Casada, the senior linebacker, for a loss of 3 on the play, second down and 13.
Got a mix and match offensive line, some a couple of backups in the game. The Vipers are sustaining a pretty good drive here.
Yeah, chewing a bunch of time off the clock.
Yeah, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
One receiver left, 2 to the near side. Lombard Play action. Pass right side complete to the 40. And inside the 35, dives down to about the 31-yard line. That'll be good for a Viper first down.
That's the number 20.
Yeah, that's Marshall Leineberger catching a pass from a quarterback instead of from a fellow wide receiver. He's a baseball guy. He'll catch anything.
Yes, indeed. I mean, if the football is anywhere in Leineberger's general vicinity, he catches it. We've seen him make some really spectacular catches.
Brody Hay checking in, number 80, a junior wide receiver. He is normally out in the JV squad, just torching JV squads so far this season. I think he's split out wide to the left here. Handoff right side, looking for running room, cutting it back to the 25 and shoved out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Flag comes in late. It was Sam Brown on the carry.
Number 40, Sam Brown.
See if this is a hold or some sort of a face mask on the defense.
We're having a referee conference on the top of the numbers at the 30-yard line in enemy territory.
Manor with just one JV squad. The Vipers, of course, have two, so they sent guys out to Manor last night. And then another JV squad played at Legacy Ranch, a new school out in Liberty Hill. But several guys moved up to varsity specifically for this game. Are they picking up the flag? Sideline warning.
Sideline warning.
Oh, and then a face mask on the defense. So all things considered, that'll work out pretty well for Vandegrift.
Okay.
Oh, does a sideline warning cancel out the face mask?
That's the first one. It's supposed to be a warning.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't understand that refereeing decision. And I don't recall the Vipers getting a sideline warning in the first half.
Either. I think we're not done marking off the football here yet. Well, I guess we are. Just going to move it on the near hash. That was odd. Well, in any event, it's Viper football at the Mustang 31-yard line after an odd offsetting penalty. 6:40 to go, clock moving again.
Much ado about nothing, Merle Bertrand.
Two receivers left. Lombard in the shotgun. Hand off right side, Brar. Low in the shoulder. Breaks free, 25-20, 15-10-5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Ryan Brar.
What a great run by number 34, Ryan Brar, through a absolutely cavernous hole on the right side of that Viper line. Just blew open a massive hole. Great job up front, the big hog mollies, and that's, I think you've got two starters on that unit and three of your backups. And then what a great drive by the Vipers. That drive, Merle, is your Texas Family Physician scoring drive summary, if you will, is going to be 10 plays, 75 yards, and a 32-yard touchdown run by number 34, Ryan Brar.
And the clock is continuing to roll here, so the running clock has kicked in. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good by, is that 81 again? I think it is.
Yes.
Hudson Moore. I keep waiting for Hugo to come out there and kick one. So 5:47 to go, 49-6 Vipers. Ryan Brar, kind of like Sam Brown, he's kind of looking for somebody to make contact with.
That's exactly right. So the rules on the running clock, Merle, why don't you walk us through that, because it doesn't happen very often. I've seen it a handful of times in these Viper games. What has to happen in order for the running clock to go into effect?
I believe it's more of a coach's agreement. Unlike TAPS, TAPS has a specific rule in place. If it gets to be above X number of points in the second half, it's an automatic running clock. I don't think the UIL has that. I think it's more like coach's agreement. At what point will the running clock engage?
Yeah, I think
and both coaches have to agree, obviously.
I think that's exactly right. I don't think there's a rule in place in terms of point differential. It's just if both head coaches agree. So, this is, we see it a little more frequently than Haley's Comet, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's only been two or three, maybe the third time I've seen it.
I remember, Coach Sanders, I think it happened in a game last year. And the thing that bummed Coach Sanders out about it was it went by so fast he couldn't get his reserves playing time.
Right.
That's the only part that he didn't like.
Well, the clock has stopped now.
It's stopped now, but I think it'll start again after the kickoff here. It stopped but now it's rolling. So 49-6 Vipers, running clock. And the kickoff is going to sail back to about the 5-yard line. The fair catch call for Maine. And Manor will start their first drive of the second half. And the clock continues to roll.
And almost on cue is it's the Merle Bertrand theme song, ladies and gentlemen, the Nasty Song or Metal Shock.
I keep waiting for YouTube to flag that, like they flagged some of my bumper music in the past, but so far so good. All right, Mustangs, first down and 10, straight ahead handoff, and up to the 25 to the 27-yard line. It'll be interesting to see how this Viper defense responds to the probable tongue lashing they got at halftime.
I don't think I enjoyed anything more than seeing this song performed at Texas Stadium last year.
That was cool, yeah.
That was awesome. Vipers coming off of their first ever state championships season and an epic season.
Yep.
A lot of memorable moments. Second trip to the state final game.
Gavin Law in that previous stop, second down and 8. Off in the shotgun. Flag comes in and blows it dead. You want to talk, and I've talked to Coach Sanders about this, you want to talk a case of whiplash. You get to the state championship game against DeSoto and lead into the third quarter when you were about as big a dog as you can imagine. That was pretty cool. Everybody thought they were going to get back the next year, and they get knocked out in the first round. And then they're back in the state championship, go all the way. You can't get in a bigger swing than that.
Whiplash. I mean, that team was loaded. Losing the first round and, really on a very controversial decision by the referees where we had a touchdown taken off the board. Hugo de Lavara Vasquez, his older brother, made an unbelievable play on defense to score a touchdown. The referees, after about a 10-minute confab, took that touchdown off the board.
Pass over to the far side, falls incomplete. Going to bring up a second down and 13 after the 5-yard mark off against the Mustangs for procedure. So now 3rd and 13 coming up here as the clock continues to roll.
A lot of big moments. I mean, just, every season seems like there's, something, high drama, Sports Center type moments. That state championship here, that game against Katy in the semifinals.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable game.
Trips to the near side, 3rd down and 13. Dropping back. Going for it all near side. That ball is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. On the coverage was Parker Davis, I think. No, that's number 8, pardon me. That's Tobias Gray, who already has a score tonight.
Well, then you got to wonder, Merle, what is going to be the story of the 2025 season? I mean, we've got a really good football team here. Had some injuries early in the season. You got some young players on the squad, starting to see them grow up. What is going to be the story for this season? Because, this is a team that's fully capable of making a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you're kind of seeing it play out. This is a team that's been battered by injuries. Last year's team didn't have hardly any injuries. Us getting a hangnail up here in the booth is about all there was, which is really kind of what you need to get to the championship round, as Jackman with the fair catch. This year's team, by contrast, has lost so many players, even before the season started, and yet that next man up mentality. And no, they're not steamrolling people. Last week, maybe yes. Tonight, obviously, yes. But the earlier games, even though the wins haven't come by 40 points like last year.
Well, and the competitive level, we've talked about this a couple times this season, the competitive level in Central Texas is on the rise. The population's on the rise here.
Yep.
The number of schools in competition. I mean, the players are bigger, faster, stronger than when we first started doing this. I mean, this Viper offensive line, the starting unit, they average 275 up front. I mean, that's Texas high school football for you.
Yep. Lombard in the shotgun, 2:12 to go, straight ahead handoff. And out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. I think that was, once again, Evan Williamson on the carry, number 29, gain of about 4 on the play. Yeah, that competitiveness is coming up. You've seen Dripping Springs emerge recently. Bowie has improved this year. The district is more even this year. Our district, I mean.
Absolutely.
Second down and 6 from the 42-yard line. Lombard pass on the right side complete up to the 45-yard line to the 50, down to the 48-yard line. Hauling that one in was Ryan Miller, senior wide receiver.
Number 43, Ryan Miller. Nice looking play. Got a new right tackle in the game. It's number 73, Carter Kerfoot. Also, number 61 is in there at right guard, and I don't have him on the roster.
Number 61?
Yeah,
it should be Kingston Burris, I believe. Might have gotten yourself an old roster. Handoff, right side, and dragon tackles down to the 45-yard line on the carry. That's Henry Rennell, another senior running back.
Number 50, Vishnu Valaru, senior offensive lineman's in the game.
I love these seniors getting in.
Absolutely.
Austin Muchow, another JV player stepping in. Sophomore tight end coming in.
Got a double number out there, number 10, Austin.
I think it's Muchow, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Okay, I guess.
Handoff, right side, looking for him inside the 45. Spin, stays on his feet inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. A hard-earned 7 yards there for number 29, Evan Williamson, the sophomore. And the Vipers are going to come off the field and let the third quarter expire.
Good game management, Lawson Lombard, number 11, the backup quarterback. It's impressive to have your backup come in and manage the game, keep the team organized, make sure you're getting the plays off on time. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that is on the shoulders of a quarterback, especially at this level. Doing a nice job managing the game, looks efficient throwing the football.
So we've reached the end of the third quarter. 49-6 Vipers on top. We'll take a break, be back for the fourth and final quarter with the running clock. Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
When you buy or sell a piece of property, it helps to have
Who's
a
the
friend in the business. Independence Title will pick up the ball on your transaction and take it right across the goal line. Independence is locally owned right here in Austin with deep roots in the Vandegrift community. Independence is also the Austin Business Journal's #1 title company. Work with the home team at Independence Title. Call 329-5299 or go to independencetitle.com.
Welcome back to Monroe Memorial Stadium. Vipers on the move here with the second string. Picking up right where the first string left off. First down and 10, Vandegrift at the 38-yard line of the Mustangs. Up 49-6. Lombard handoff up the middle. Big burst inside the 35. Still running inside the 30. Ran right out of a camera shot once again.
What a great block that time by number 79, Isaac Scott, the sophomore, making it happen. Absolutely steamrolled. Ran over his defender. I mean, I'm really impressed, Merle Bertrand, with this offensive line unit. Rotating a lot of players in there.
Yep.
And, I mean, these guys are doing a tremendous job.
Rennell back in the game at the right side of Lombard. One receiver right, two to the near side. Lombard looking, dumps it off underneath, complete over the middle of the field. Mucho to the 15, stumble trying to make a cut down to the 11-yard line, but it'll be a first down, Vipers.
I think the turf monster got him there.
Yep.
Right tackle, number 72, is a really nice job with pass protection. Number 72, Ethan Carter, he's playing in the right tackle spot. Really like to see this second unit being so efficient.
One receiver right, two to the near side. Lombard. Handoff and stacked up, maybe pushed the pile down to about the 10-yard line. I think that was once again Rennell on the carry, number 26.
Weston Temple's in there doing a great job on the offensive line.
I like these jerseys, but
the numbers are hard to see.
Numbers are hard to see with all these new guys coming in. Second down and 9 coming up. One receiver right, two to the near side. Lombard, handoff, up the middle to the 5, and pushing the pile down near the 1-yard line. It's going to bring up a first and goal. Another tremendous push by the offensive line. And hard running, I think, by Rennell again.
Number 26, Henry Rennell. Senior, another senior. Impressive drive, Merle. Vipers started this drive on their own 38-yard line and methodically marching down the field.
First and goal from about the 2. Lombard Handoff, left side into the end zone, touchdown Vipers.
Oh, big time block that right there by number 50, Vishnu Valaru. Pushes his guy 8 yards off the ball, leading the way. For number 26, Henry Rennell. Really impressed with that unit on the offensive line. They got in there and played some football.
Yeah, they did.
That's some old school smash mouth, hog molly, getting in the slop football. Gonna love that.
I love the fact there was a bunch of seniors getting in and getting to cash in and get a scoring drive here. New kicker, it looks like. Number 35. Oh, this is, another JV player, Alex Morishige. Or Wiley Olson. I'm not sure which one it is. 235s are both listed as a kicker.
That doesn't look like.
That doesn't look like Wiley.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it does in the fact that the kick went through.
Well, yes.
So we'll give it to Alex Morishige, and it's 56-6.
I mean, once again, Merle, we're like 4 deep on kickers in this team, so. Vipers have always got good special teams. This year's no exception.
Clock stop with 8:46 to go until the kickoff. Otherwise, it's a running clock situation. The Vipers coming out, if you tuned in late, scored, 28 points in the first quarter, took a 49-6 lead in at halftime. No, 42-6 lead at halftime. They scored 14 points here in the second half.
So your Rudy's Barbecue scoring drive summary, Merle, is 9 plays, 62 yards, and you've got a 3-yard touchdown run by number 26, Henry Rennell. So,
for all the fireworks, that was their best probable drive of the night. I mean, 9 plays.
Yeah, well, the first drive of the half was 10 plays.
That's right. You're right.
So that's very much. That's the longest play count we had in a drive in the first half was 5. And keep in mind we scored on 5. Our first 5 scored touchdowns in our first 5 possessions, and then just ran out of time. Just ran out of time. We heaved it down there and tried to get it close to the end zone. So,
and the kickoff is going to sail back to the 5-yard line. I'm going to have words with Coach Woolley for having 2 kickers, number 35. That's just not fair.
That just seems a bit. It's a bit tough. Makes it hard, especially with these anthracite jerseys. I do love these jerseys.
I do too.
They're super sharp. Getting to look at some new faces on defense. Number 33, Noah Calhoun, the junior defensive backs in the game. Also, number 44 is playing that right defensive end spot. Cash Wilkerson. We've seen him make some plays this season.
So first down, Mustangs at the 25-yard line. 8:30 to go. The clock will start running here. It is already running. And pass complete over the middle of the 30 and dropped immediately after the 5-yard pickup. Second down and 5 coming up. And we got an injured Mustang down. It gets some help getting up. That was number 6 making that catch, Jalen Phoenix, their sophomore wide receiver.
Number 45, Luis Villarreal's in at middle linebacker.
Pass left side, complete to the 30, up to the 34, and a big stick there at the 34-yard line. Man, good contact.
Number 27, Caden Tolentino got there first, and then 27, sorry, and then a big hit applied by, was that number 38? Jacob Schmidt.
David Grant hanging out of the football for the 4-yard completion. Third down and 1 from the Mustang 34-yard line. Viper showing blitz. Nice job picking it up by the Mustangs, running away from it to the 40, the 45, foot race up the far sideline, and finally knocked out of the 44-yard line.
And number 28, James Mulcahy, making a potentially touchdown-saving tackle there.
Andre Terry with the big carry for Manor.
You brought your middle linebacker, number 45, Luis Villarreal on the blitz there. Good job by Manor picking it up and then found an open lane to run in.
First down at the Viper 44. Handoff right side, trying to get the corner turned and upended it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. 46 involved on the stop, knocking down, I think it was House on the carry. He's a little gimpy getting up.
Tyler Miller, number 46 on the stop.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 from the Viper 40. Two receivers left, one to the near side. Huff, play action, pass right side, deflected and incomplete. Had a receiver briefly, but threw it a little bit high and a little bit behind him.
You know what I love about Coach Sanders in these situations, Merle? We see him maybe doing his most intense coaching.
That's right.
You know, he's got younger players in there, and he's getting them up to speed, and he does not stop coaching till the final whistle is blown.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Huff going to keep it himself, cutting it back and diving to the 36-yard line near the first down marker, but a couple yards shy. Going to set up at 4th and 2.
Great job, Noah Calhoun, number 33 there, Merle. Again, playing that leverage spot. You've got to maintain the edge there, the rule of 21. If you're a cornerback, keep 21 players inside of you at all times. You did a great job turning it back up inside and also made the tackle.
4th and 2. Viper defense, a chance to get the stop and get off the field. Huff hands it off. Bounces left side, going to pick up the first down inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. Nifty running there by Andre Terry. Patient running to pick up the first down.
Big hit there by Villarreal, 45, the linebacker. He's got a PhD, proper hitting disposition. So
I like that. First down to the Viper 29. Coming up on the 5-minute mark as the clock continues to count down. Trips here to the near side for Huff. Swing pass right side and incomplete. Very close to a backwards pass, but they're going to say incomplete.
Very close indeed. We got another number 11 out there.
For us, that would be Miles Hobson, sophomore linebacker.
Yeah, we got a good vantage point on that one. He just took his eye off the ball, started looking upfield where he was going to run. Got to secure the football.
One receiver left, trips to the near side. Pass right side, complete to the 25, and going to be stacked up right there. Nowhere to go after the catch. Viper swarming to the football.
22, Joey Fennell. Good job wrapping up. Viper's always solid fundamentals and just good tackling team.
3rd and 6 from the Viper 25. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Huff, zone replay, going to hand off left side, inside the 20 to the 15 to the 10 to the 5, breaking a tackle into the end zone, touchdown Manor. Another nice run by Andre Terry.
That was a good-looking run. Good effort that time by number 38, the safety. That is Jacob Schmidt. Made a really good effort there to try and come over the top and close the door on that, but a strong run. Nice drive for Manor. They go 11 plays and 75 yards. Vipers, we saw a lot of, feistiness from that. This is, primarily some of your backups in here, and they did a good job on that, that sequence. We saw a lot of intense physical play by this Vipers D, which is what we're used to, but ultimately surrendered the touchdown, and there's 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. And you start thinking about, I don't want to start thinking about it yet, but it's going to be a barn burner.
Yes, it
is.
A
week from tomorrow in Hutto.
Xavier Weaver tacking on the extra point to make it 56-12, and they stopped the clock. Well, I thought the officials said it was good, but they haven't put the point on the board. I'm going to go back to 12 unless they change it back on me here. But, yeah, you're right, Hank. I mean, I think you're up by 42 points. You can start thinking about it.
Yes, and by the way, that stadium over there, we were talking about it at halftime. It is it's the twilight zone of football stadiums.
Yeah.
The press box it's not in the middle of the field.
Right. It's off by 5 yards.
It's very bizarre.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. And the first game we did there, I don't know if you remember, they told us they were going to fix it.
Right.
But then I think the budget ultimately did not allow relocation.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know, you can't really tell. But it's just kind of a funny story. It's a beautiful stadium.
It is beautiful.
And we were the Vandegrift played them, I guess it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
The very
first game.
Yeah, very first varsity game there.
They were still spray painting parking lines in the parking lot just so the seniors could get one game into the brand new stadium. it had a football field and lights, and that's about it. As a kickoff is going to go into the end zone, the Vipers will take over. The clock continues to roll, 56-12.
Well, in the final analysis for this game, Earl, I think you have to be very pleased. If you're Coach Sanders, you got to a lot of different looks with a lot of different players got to play, a lot of seniors. First team units were ruthlessly efficient on offense. You go 5 for 5 on touchdown scoring drives in the first half. Defense looked lethal, and then gave up a couple of longer drives at the end of the first half. But the tide is really starting to turn for this football team in terms of what we're seeing on the field. I mean, we're starting to we're getting healthier. We saw our, for the second straight game, Earl, we saw our the entirety of our starting offensive line that we started the season with.
New quarterback in here, looks like number 8. And hands it off on the left side. Big hole across the 30, 35, 40. 45 to the 50. Foot race to the far sideline. Cutting it back up to the 40 to the 35 to the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and out of bounds.
What a
Holy
run.
Smokes.
What a run. Great job blocking downfield that time by number 80, Tate Self. And just a great job. There's another unbalanced formation.
It was Evan Williamson with a huge run.
Number 51, Ben Fitzgerald, made a really nice block on that left side of the line to help.
It's Colin Williams in a quarterback, a junior quarterback. And we have reached the 2-minute timeout, which I didn't think you did in a running clock situation. But
so that is a 40.
Going to check your Texas Tech math here.
Yeah, so it's a 40. That's a 70-yard run, roughly.
That'll pad the stats for Evan Williamson.
Number 20. What number was that?
29.
29. Okay,
yeah.
I don't have him. Number 29.
Yeah, sophomore running back Evan Williamson on that carry.
So they're spotting that on the 26-yard line.
Oh, there must have been a late flag, or he may have stepped out of bounds.
May have stepped out of bounds. You're right. A 60-yard run, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad for business. Made a couple of nice moves. Great job up front by the Vipers offensive line. Number 50, Vishnu Villaro is putting in a really good shift. 47, Jack Klinkenbeard, a tight end. The cupboard is full, Merle Bertrand.
Yes, it is. Williamson stays in the ball game. First out the 26-yard line. I'd be surprised. I mean, this unit's going to run an offense. They're not going to take a knee. They're not out there to take a knee.
No, I think you want the reps. You got to get some reps on tape.
Yep.
Like Chad Powers.
Third quarter score, Anderson over Cedar Creek, 35-0. Took Anderson a while to get going, but they have. 2 receivers to the right for the junior quarterback, Colin Williams. All right, they wind the clock. Williamson in the backfield. Handoff. And inside the 25, down to the 20, the 23-yard line. You asked who the JV quarterback was, and I remember now that it is, in
There's
fact,
a flag down.
Colin Williams handing off to Williamson.
So. I'm going to tell you what, number 50, Vishnu Villaro, he is a senior offensive lineman. He's put in a whale of a shift. Got a pancake block there. He is really doing a fantastic job.
And this offensive line has taken some penalties this year, so that, coaches are going to notice that.
Ethan Carpenter's in there. Vishnu Villaro, number 50. Number 61, I don't have on my roster.
Former Viper Noah Colbert writing says, "Go Vipers," from Noah Colbert and Hollister Stevens. A couple of former Vipers tuning in tonight. Good to hear from you guys.
Personal foul.
Oh, boy. So first and goal from the 9. Yeah, those two guys, Noah Colbert and Hollister Stevens, have been on the good side of a couple of games like this. Working the play clock down. Williams handing it off to Williamson. Left side, inside the 5. Stumble, dives towards the goal line. Did he get it in? No. The knee touched down at the 1. Oh, just give it to him.
Yeah, we are winning the line of scrimmage. The other number 10, who is Austin Muchow, did a great job on that left side, along with number 50, Vishnu Villar, number 47, Jack Klinkenbeard. What a great shift by this offensive unit.
It's a lot of JV black players out there right now. 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. They're used to playing on Thursday night. Williams hands off Williamson into the end zone, touchdown Vipers.
And he won every one-on-one battle up front, pushing the defensive line 5 and 6 yards off the ball. Vipers really looking good. Ethan Carpenter, number 72, a great job on that play. Vipers continue to roll.
Lene Hudson picked the wrong night to do stats with all these guys coming in.
I know, this is brutal. I don't think we got the total number of plays. I think it was about a 10-play drive, go 75 yards. Really nice job by some of your backup players there, Merle. Vipers look really solid.
And they called the game, so no extra point.
Cupboard is full.
Your final score will be 62-13. Vandegrift, as expected, but still had to get it done on the field, and they dominated the Manor Mustangs and get the win here at home on a Thursday night. Impressive performance, Hank.
Absolutely. Stem to stern, absolutely professional, business-like performance, which is exactly what you want coming into a game like this. No turnovers, limited penalties. The Vipers only had, I think they only had 1 penalty the entire game. He took care of the football. He looked efficient on offense. He looked lethal on defense. This is exactly the kind of performance that you need going into a very big game next week. It'll probably be has it already been named the Central Texas Game of the Week?
It is for Vype. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge game. A lot of competitive intensity, and not a long-term rival, but we've seen Hutto enough times to know that they've got some electric players, and they're this version of their team. I mean, they've only got 1 loss this year, so it's going to be a barn burner in Hutto next week.
Yeah, Hutto playing Stony Point tomorrow night. Should they win that one, they will be 5-0. McNeil has the bye this week. They're 4-1. The Vipers now 4-1. And Round Rock with a big game against the feisty Westwood Club. Vista Ridge and Cedar Ridge all playing tomorrow night. So all those games on Vype. Final score here, 62-13. They did finally put that extra point attempt up for Manor, so 62-13 is the final score. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Coach Sanders a couple of times, first with his questions, and then Brian Spiels will catch up with Coach down on the sidelines and get his thoughts on the Vipers' impressive win here tonight at home. 62-13, your final score. Postgame coming up next. Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network.
All right, Viper fans, Coach Sanders here with the Viper Minute. This is where we take 60 seconds, or maybe a little longer, right, Merle?
60 metric seconds.
And just touch base on some of the things that we believe in that are not X's and O's. We've talked about our 4 hallmarks. We've almost finished our 3 questions. That's what we will do today. Our third question is, can I trust you? And, everybody listening to this knows that that is the critical question in any relationship. Trust, as we say in Vandegrift football, is the glue of life. It holds everything together. And so we want to know that our players can trust us and then that we can trust them. And how do you do that? You earn trust over time. So it's consistency shown over time is how you earn trust. But unfortunately, and this is true, and we try to teach our young men this, they can be lost in seconds. And so we work really hard to show the value of trust, earning trust in your coaches. And one of the things we teach our young men all the time is that you continually show up to work. That's just a simple way to earn trust. You show up every single day, you work as hard as you can. Guess what? I'll eventually start trusting that you're going to do the same thing on the field, and you get more opportunities. When you don't do that, then the opportunities become less, or they may not withstand as long a time, right? And so this trust aspect is so critical, and you can see the bad teams that don't have trust. As soon as things go bad, guess what? You actually see it on the field of them not trusting each other or trusting the call, and they try to do their own thing. But when you have a high level of trust in your program, even when you're down, which you've seen in pretty much, I hope, every game that you've watched, even the ones we've lost, we're going to fight the entire time. We're going to trust the calls. If we're down, we're going to come back and get back in the game. And that all comes from that question of, can I trust you? And so that's why we talk about it a lot and try to take a lot of steps towards our players earning trust, but also us earning their trust too. But yeah, that's the question of the day. Can I trust you?
When you buy or sell a piece of property, it helps to have a friend in the business. Independence Title will pick up the ball on your transaction and take it right across the goal line. Independence is locally owned right here in Austin with deep roots in the Vandegrift community. Independence is also the Austin Business Journal's #1 title company. Work with the home team at Independence Title. Call 329-5299 or go to independencetitle.com.
Thank you to our sponsor, Wayne Weigelt State Farm Insurance Agency, providing insurance and financial services. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Please visit www.agentwayne.com for all your insurance and financial service needs.
Family time, anytime. Always worth every dime. On our ways, chicken eat. Unbelievable sweet tea. Express tenders, they're the best. Not to mention all the rest. Chicken E's the place to go for all of us in the know. Plenty of size to make a meal. Chicken E is for real. Follow me to Chicken E. Gotta have their sweet tea.
If you or your Vandegrift athlete have suffered an orthopedic injury or have joint pain, let Dr. Matthew Crawford and his team at Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine take care of you. Dr. Crawford specializes in diagnosis and treatment of sports-related injuries with an emphasis on injury prevention and conservative treatments. He and his team offer cutting-edge arthroscopic and minimally invasive surgical techniques. Visit them today at austin-orthopedics.com. Let Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine keep you at the top of your game.
And we welcome you back to Monroe Memorial Stadium. 62-13, the final score. Vandegrift Vipers with a win tonight at home against the Manor Mustangs. Merle Bertrand, Hank Hudson, Lenny Hudson here. Brian Spiels down the sidelines wrapping things up. And we got the interview from Coach. Do you want to hear that first, Hank? I don't know where you're at with your stats.
I've got them ready, but let's hear the interview.
Let's go to that. Brian Spiels caught up with Coach Sanders down the sidelines just a couple minutes ago. Let's get Coach's thoughts on tonight's big win.
If you or your Vandegrift...
Not that. We'll play that. There we go.
Vype Live here with Vandegrift head coach Drew Sanders after a 62-13 victory over Manor. Your team looked good tonight. Drew, you got a lot of new players in. Give me your thoughts right now.
That was fun. It was good to get all the guys in. I think everybody got in. Several guys got to touch the ball. Evan Williamson had a nice touchdown at the end. We had multiple guys up from the JV. They got their first varsity action. So that's just a blast when that can happen. So really proud of our guys. Great offensive plan, great defensive plan. And this is what we wanted out of this game, and we got it.
Awesome. All right, Coach. Well, you guys enjoy this victory, and we'll look forward to next week, okay?
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
So there you go, Hank. I like what he said. We got what we wanted out of this game.
Yes, indeed. Well, great job by this Viper team today, and we had to get a slide rule and an abacus to figure out all the stats because there's a lot of different people that touched the football tonight. But that's what you want. You want to get some of your young players get some touches. A lot of seniors got to play tonight, and it's awesome. I mean, we talk about it every year, Merle. You've got a Vipers football team that's, every year that I do this, going on 10 years, they've got over 40 seniors on the football team.
Right.
Which that's more players on the entire Manor Mustangs roster, which is it's a bit mind-boggling because these guys don't get to play every week, and they're putting in the same amount of time, same amount of preparation. So you got to get a chance to reward your seniors, and that's and we saw some really awesome performances for some of the seniors on the offensive line. Those last 2 drives, they did a great job moving up and down the field. So it's it's an exciting win. Got to love the W, but you got to get ready for a big game next Friday night. That's going to be a lot of excitement going into that game, a lot of hype, ready to see the Vipers roll.
Yeah, it should be a good one. The Vipers will travel to Hutto to take on the Hutto Hippo from Hutto Memorial Stadium. We'll be on the air at about 6:35. Matt will be back here, and I know he can't wait to get back on the camera, but so we'll see how that goes.
He's done a pretty good job.
He has done a good job.
His rookie season, it was rough.
Yeah.
He's got muscle memory now.
That's right.
Doing it in his sleep.
So what do you got there for numbers, sir?
I mean, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version.
Right.
Justin Moore, all of his 5 carries and 40 yards and 2 TDs all came in the first half. Sam Brown, 3 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. You got number 29, that is Evan Williamson. He had 4 carries for 83 yards and a beautiful 60-yard run. I thought that was a pretty electric moment in the second half. Henry Rennell carried the ball 6 times for 27 yards and a touchdown. Also, you got Ryan Barrar carried the ball 3 times for 37 yards and a touchdown. So Miles Hideki finished his game in the first half. He was 9 of 10 for 170 yards and a touchdown. He had 3 different players complete a pass in this game, which doesn't happen very often. Number 11, Lawson Lombard, I thought did a great job managing the game, coming on and running the team. He finished 4 pass attempts, 4 completions for 45 yards. We had 7 different guys catch a pass. I'm not going to go through all that, but there was a lot of distribution.
You get the idea, right?
Yeah, you get the idea. A lot of distribution there, but some really impressive performances tonight. Really excited to see the Vipers take on the Hutto Hippos next week.
Yeah, we'll keep this post game kind of short as best we can here because it's hate to waste that running clock and keep you here till 11 o'clock at night. But you want to talk whiplash? You're going from Manor to arguably the best team in the district, not named Vandegrift, in Hutto. Hutto defeating Round Rock last week, 33-31. Round Rock missed an extra point, and it came down to a missed 2-point conversion attempt to tie. So Hutto, right now leading the district. Vipers is still king until knocked off otherwise, but it's going to be an epic clash next week. Your thoughts on that one?
Well, this is really shaping up. The last 3 games of this season are really going to be intense. I mean, as you have described Westwood several times, they're always feisty. Mm-hmm. I mean, they give us fits, and then you got Hutto. Round Rock is always an interesting game. So it's going to be a real it's going to be a real Donnybrook going in these last round of district games. I mean, I'm very excited to see who's. It's musical chairs. Well, somebody's not. They're going to stop the music, and not everybody's going.
One very good team is not going to get in.
That's exactly right. There's going to be one team that's a playoff caliber team that's not going to make it.
Yeah, because and we just got to hope it's not us. But the good news is the Vipers control their own destiny. They've got the teams that they need to beat all right there in front of them.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, look, this is a good football team. You've healed up a little bit. You got some rest tonight. We saw all 5 of the offensive line starters. They started the game, played the entire first half. That's a formidable unit.
Right.
That is a big group of hog mollies, and those guys are all healthy. They move a lot of earth up there, so that's going to be crucial going into those games. Keep those guys healthy, and this team's capable of making a playoff run, deep playoff run.
Yep, I totally agree. They get an extra day of rest now with this game being moved up to Thursday night. So Manor drops to 0-5 in the district, 0-7. They will look to regroup at home in Manor next Friday night, a week from tomorrow, against Vista Ridge. We'll have that game for you here on Vype as well. The Vipers improving to 5-2 overall. More importantly, 4-1, now tied with McNeil, although the Mavericks do have the tiebreaker after beating the Vipers a couple of weeks ago. But the Vipers 5-2, 4-1 in district play, and they will take on the Hutto Hippos on the road next week. So that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, special thanks to Kimberly Lombard and the Vandegrift Football Booster Club and all of our sponsors. Our Playmaker sponsors, Independence Title, Wayne Weigel with State Farm, and Chicken Express at 4 Points. Our Black Level sponsor, Dr. Matt Crawford at Austin Orthopedics and Steiner Ranch Steakhouse. Our White Level sponsor, A. Newman Interiors, Floor Coverings International, Austin Dental, Texas Family Physicians, Texas Malibu, Tiff Treats, Rudy's Barbecue, and Card My Yard, and our new Viper Level sponsors, Learning Tree International and All Good Chiropractic. Thank you to all of those folks for helping out. We'll be back with you next Friday night when the Vipers face the league-leading Hutto Hippos. From my broadcast partners, Hank Hudson and Matt Sanders. Matt, have a safe trip back. Brian Spiels, our sideline reporter. Lene Hudson, our statistician tonight. Skylar Gillespie, our QA. Communications Director, Christina Weber-Bertrand, and Technical Director, Suna Vincott. My name is Merle Bertrand, signing out from Monroe Memorial Stadium, where the Vandegrift Vipers had defeated the Manor Mustangs by a final score of 62-13. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for more Viper football right here on Vype Live. Good night, everybody.
You've been watching Vandegrift Vipers football on the Vype Live Network. Presented by our Playmaker sponsors, Independence Title, Wayne Weigelt with State Farm, and Chicken Express at 4 Points. Vandegrift Vipers football on Vype Live is also brought to you by our Black Level sponsors, Austin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Steiner Ranch Steakhouse. And our White Level sponsors, Amanda Newman Interiors, Austin Dental, Card My Yard, Floor Coverings International, Rudy's Barbecue, Texas Family Physicians, Texas Malibu, and Tiff's Treats. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Vype Live.